Nothing big. I mean, like I said, this is just going to be session 0, so no worries. And now my Twitch has to catch up. Well, screw it. Since you two are the only ones here right now. Oh my god, that was my eardrum. I forgot about the damn ads. I didn't need my ears. Son of a bitch. How about now? Why is it? Well, that would explain a lot. That's why I'm glad I'm testing this stuff out.
Did you figure something out?
No, do you hear me coming through?
Not yet.
Do you hear me now?
Well,
I'll have to wait.
Oh yeah, I am coming through kind of low.
Did you figure something out?
Hear me coming through? Yeah, I'm coming through really low.
I don't hear anything. I certainly don't hear myself.
Oh, I had it on mute for a second, so...
You can check your levels right there on OBS. You can see the audio mixer portion. Did you figure something out? Like, for example, when I'm talking, you should you should see it bouncing, and when you talk, you should see either it or a different one on there bouncing.
Really low.
I don't hear anything.
Mine's coming through kind of low, so...
I certainly don't hear myself.
Oh, well, they're both up now for a second, so...
And you're seeing bouncing happening?
Yeah, and I'm actually hearing the chat through the Twitch channel.
You can check your levels right there on OBS. Let me see. Mixer portion. Did you figure something out?
If I'm muted on the stream, is it going to mute you? Will it mute it for you guys to hear?
No.
Sure.
Okay, good.
If you mute something in OBS,
no, I'm
it
talking
doesn't
about.
prevent us from.
I'm talking about on Twitch. If I'm muted on Twitch, like the stream, because I keep hearing myself 2 times over.
Oh yeah, no, you need to do that. Okay, yeah, now I hear the. Now I have audio.
Yeah, right. I adjusted them all up to the max, so I figured that would help. So if it gets too loud, just kind of let me know. I'm in the chat room too, so I have Twitch open at the same time. Apparently that's all I needed. But since you two are the only ones here so far, this could make things interesting, because right now you two are the only players.
Let's do it, buddy. It's you and me.
Oh boy.
Against the world.
Literally.
Let's get these nemesis.
All right.
Well, if the others jump in, I mean, I did say 8 o'clock my time, EST, so for no reason they shouldn't have been here.
Yep.
I'll give you a brief breakdown. I know you guys already read it, but I'll go through it again, mainly because now it's recorded. uh,
Works for me.
Fortis was originally a beautiful paradise. The god Aso created it to be like a haven for the epic characters from various other worlds to kind of come and just relax and live
It's like
out their
Valhalla.
yeah, pretty much like a giant retirement home.
Yeah.
But a beautiful place.
For badasses.
Yeah. Retirement home for the big badasses. Yeah. Eventually.
One day.
Eventually, a god named Chronons, his nickname is the Devourer, passed by the world. Didn't like the way it was because it was too nice, and decided he was going to change it. He created a race called the Nemesi. They're a humanoid, winged humanoid race that was created for one purpose: ultimate destruction of anything Chronon so desired. Yeah. He used them and the metallic dragons to start causing chaos along Fortis. After about 20 years of the Nemesi slowly working their way across the planet, mind you, Fortis is about 10 times the size of Earth, so it's pretty big. Yeah.
Alright.
After about 20 years, the races finally got over their, inbred, hatred of each other and decided to work together because they realized that the Nemesi and the Metallics weren't going anywhere, and that they were causing a lot of problems. They all got together. A war ensued, a massive war, a war that lasted over 1,000 years. The lines would shift back and forth. It would be a constant battle between the two forces. The races, along with the metallic dragon, all got together and started fighting back against the chromatics or the metallics. God damn it. Yeah, the chromatics and the bad guys. There we go. I'll get it right eventually. Brain's a little
It's all
tired.
good.
You know what I mean. The bad guy dragons
Yep.
and the bad guys. There we go. They eventually all... the war continued. Magic was being thrown all over the place, naturally. Eventually, like I said, 1,000 years of war happened. Eventually, the final battle was fought on Penryn, which is the main continent. As the numbers were so dwindled on both sides, they finally agreed to a parley where they worked out some peace talks. Basically, the Nemesi and the chromatic dragons would go away, and the rest of the world wouldn't continue to hunt them down. There's a mutual benefit. Things went okay. The next 300 years was spent the races arguing about what continent they wanted, so on and so forth. Eventually, terms got issued, and now every race has their own continent. Well, the elves and the dwarves share their continent with their kin, but everybody else pretty much has their own continent. The gnomes and halflings actually have a joint continent because they don't care.
The cutest continent ever.
Yes. Penryn became
Can't
the main continent where everybody would meet up. A conclave was formed. It was a makeup of the leaders of a representative from each of the races. As kind of like a congress of sorts, to control things, work any issues out. This is basically where all the issues between the various races is tended to be taken care of. Eventually, things got settled down, and they started on their life. Like I said, you guys are going to be starting about 1,300 years after the war ended. As far as you guys know, dragons are gone. Most of the world believes that the gods have also disappeared. There is divine magic, there is druidic magic, there is arcane magic, although people who have arcane magic tend to be looked upon really badly. Yeah, they tend to get, the side-eye kind of thing.
Does that include sorcerer magic?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not outlawed. You're just not looked upon very highly. Basically, what it boils down to is when you're dealing with common folk, anyone with the arcane background, sorcerers included, their various checks against the common, like their various charisma checks against the common folk is at a disadvantage, just because that's the attitude they have. Most of the common people, truly believe the gods are gone. Even with the divine magic of clerics and stuff like that, trying to show that the gods are still there, they ain't hearing it. The main reason why arcane magic is so looked upon badly is because the continents weren't always as they are now. They used to be more connected. Due to the wars and the various, throwing around of magic, it divided the various continents. So that's why a lot of people have issues, because they saw the destruction that arcane magic can do. Admittingly, there was a lot of divine and druidic magic involved, but, arcane always gets the brunt end of the stick. So basically how it boiled down is, so now you guys, kind of just trying to make your way. There are groups trying to show that arcane magic, that in the right hands arcane magic is good, but it doesn't mean they're making a lot of headway. Right now there's not a lot of things to, show that, arcane magic is good. So,
Okay.
yeah, so having a sorcerer with you is a little a little bit of a disadvantage, but it's okay. I mean, because you can work around it.
I'm a charismatic guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let's
as
do
long
that.
as you can, talk it up, you might succeed. I'm gonna start you guys off on the main continent, where a majority of the races tend to mix. You guys are gonna be starting off in Montan. I know, what a shocker, Tyson. Yeah.
I'm not here. I'm just lurking.
Montan is the capital city for Penryn. It's where the conclave is held. So it's it's a really well developed city. Montan was one of the first cities created after the war. It is said that Montan used to be a little village before the war came, and then because of the war and everything that happened afterwards, it became a fort, and then it became a city. So now it is like the center point for all the nations to come together. There's still issues between the various races. That hasn't gone away. It's less than it was, but it's still there. There's still some people who are still too stubborn to see that, elves have a place, dwarves have a place, so on and so forth. Within the capital city, the most common adventure tavern to start off with. I know everybody starts off in a tavern, but I love this tavern.
Yes,
It's the Dragon Tavern, spelled DRAG/INN. So Drag in Tavern.
dragon. Nice.
Yes, subtle reference. It's hilarious because the picture is of a person dragging a dragon into the tavern.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. But it's like one of the big, one of the big places to, be and, hang out at.
Whoops.
I was like, who's rolling? There's nothing going
Yeah,
on
my
right
bad.
now.
Hit the wrong button.
All good.
I want to turn on the freaking virtual dice. That's probably in the settings. There we go.
But yeah, so the Dragon Tavern is located closer to the northern section, which is more like the ambassador section, where, each of the races have a, like a little embassy. It's also in the richer part of town. The southeast is the dock area, so it's, I'd say slums, but it's not really that bad. There are a few fights that break out, but nothing major. The southwest district is actually where the common folk tend to, where the common folk live. In the center of town is the market. Market is huge. It's about 3 blocks, large in all directions. So it takes up a big portion of the center of the city. And that's pretty much where everybody meets and stuff like that. There are plenty of other little taverns and stuff all throughout. But most people, especially adventurers, tend to go to the Dragon because it has such a great rep, and their prices are pretty cheap compared to all the others.
Sweet.
Yes, which is always helpful.
Yeah, I'm thrifty. I like the cheap stuff.
All right, so we're both hanging out in this tavern, or where are we right now? What's our relationship?
That's what we're getting ready to work on.
All right.
I was going to wait until we had more people, but it looks like you guys are going to be it for the day. So I will have a conversation with some of the others later.
Yeah.
But for now, so we'll just get a basic background. Since you two are the ones actually here, I got my sorcerer and my paladin here. That's an interesting combo.
Oh, baby.
I'm gonna allow you two guys to decide. Do you guys already know each other? If so, how? This is all pure session 0, so this is all just getting everything together, formulating how you guys want to handle it. If you guys just want to start off, hey, y'all both happen to be in the same tavern when some guy said, hey, I need help. We can do it that way. If you prefer to already know each other, so you have some kind of repertoire between each other, that's your choice. But I'm gonna leave it up to you, so you guys have to decide.
Well, I'm trying to think of a way that a noble paladin who ran away from home met up with a draconic dwarf sorcerer.
Yeah, clarification. I just have the draconic bloodline.
Yeah, he's not a Varko.
I will say, so I have a character he's a guild artisan in the Stonecutters Guild. However, he was kind of cast out. He's roaming the streets now. So if there's any reason why you may have needed the services of a stonecutter, that would have been that'd be an in right there.
I mean, it could be something as easy as you guys happen to be both passing through the same town, and the town had a slight problem that you guys dealt with. It's nothing major. Nothing that's going to.
I mean, if it's something that can be kind of tenuous, I'm from a castle, or I'd like to be. It's up to the DM, but I pictured myself like a noble castle kind of deal. I mean, it could have been that we hired some dwarven smiths or something like that.
Could be
pretty
that too,
tenuous,
yeah.
but.
Tyson, you want to say something?
I was gonna say maybe he wanted to have his holy symbol made of stone.
It could be. I was gonna have my signet ring, because I get a little signet ring that kind of shows that my clan, not my clan, but my house sigil. It could be that I got that made by him, and then when I escaped, he was somewhere nearby, and I trusted him or something? Question mark.
Hey, yeah, that can work.
Because I basically just decided that the noble life ain't for old Galahad, and I wanted to be an adventurer, and then I basically just took off into the wilderness. So yeah, I mean, that's an idea. What's your background? Maybe that you told me you're a guild artisan. What's your story?
Okay, so he was a member of a clan, a dwarven clan, which are dwarven clans. It's essentially your extended family, but they also have certain focuses that they specialize in. There might be a clan that's they're renowned for their brewing skill, a clan that's renowned for their warriors. So his was more masons and stone cutting, gem cutting, those types of artisans. So he was a guild artisan. He did really well. He takes a lot of pride in his work there. However, the sorcerers, they have these flare-ups, and he had a little flare-up in a pub, during which he accidentally caught fire to another dwarf's beard, singeing it off, which is a huge deal. That is a terrible crime. He was going to be essentially just sent into the dungeon for an undisclosed amount of time, until his clan sort of they pulled a few strings and called in a couple favors just to essentially have him banished until he can bring something back of great enough value or utility to make up for his crimes.
Okay.
So yeah, he's sort of an exile, but he's a skilled exile. He's still a member of the guild. They didn't, he still has those connections.
We're exile buddies. We could have even just really met in the wilderness and just told each other. We could literally be meeting right now and telling each other our stories. And just be like, hey, both exiles. Let's fucking do it together. It's an idea. I'm just trying to brainstorm.
Like I said, I'm leaving it up to you guys to decide what you guys, how you guys want to do it. If you guys just want to do it where you guys happen to be in the same tavern at the same time where someone asks for help, and, they're offering a pretty good, decent sum of money for anybody to help them, you can do that too.
Oh, so how is your character's sense of right? I mean, you're a paladin, so I'm assuming your sense of right and wrong is pretty strong.
Yeah, he kind of has. So I'll tell you, like, he was basically raised as like the scion of this house. He was basically their, he was their heir, basically. So that they poured all their money and education, all this into him. And he got kind of sick of it as he grew up. All he wanted to do was, be out in the forest that kind of surrounded his ancestral home. But as he grew up, it became, more and more difficult. And it kind of culminated in him eventually having to choose after some dramatic events that maybe we'll go over later. Culminated in me basically having to choose between my house or my going out into the adventure following my heart. So I think he's not so much he's chaotic good, I would think. I don't know how to use the alignment thing perfectly well, but he doesn't
leans toward good.
He leans towards, he's about kindling the light. He's about enjoying life, making sure everyone around him is having a good time and enjoying life. He's about freedom and everyone having the ability to kind of choose their own fate. So yeah, he's I don't know. He's
right.
He's not one for like the rules or law. He's not necessarily against it, but he is one to help people that are in need and to kind of uphold common sense rules.
Well, that tracks. That we have that in common.
Yeah, uphold just your common sense. Like, don't steal from people, don't murder, don't slave. But yeah, he kind of picks and chooses the rules that he thinks is the right things. But he's a morally upright gentleman.
Yeah, I got here in part of personality. Hates bullies. Right.
Yeah,
So like, maybe we both happen to come across like a scuffle, maybe someone untrodden getting
that works for me. That's like his big thing is freedom. Like everyone shouldn't be. Yeah, that works. That'd be pretty good.
All right, yeah. So like that's how we met, and we both kind of had a mutual respect.
We went over to the pub at the Dragon.
And maybe we expounded on our backstories, found some common ground, tried to stick together.
Yeah, that works for me. What's your character's name, sorry?
Razik Cargrim.
Sweet.
And what's your name?
Galahad.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that should be easy to remember.
Pretty lofty.
Okay. Well, we have the meeting down.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that makes
someone
it
just joined. I don't know if this is one of the Thursday guys. But...
Yeah, he's one of my Monday guys.
Yeah, I just thought I'd hop in since I heard on the...
All good. We're recording, so Adam, now you're part of the broadcast.
Oh, hello. Oh, my bad.
All good. And Tyson, I did fix the title. I realized that it was still saying tester.
Okay. I think I just need to do my spellcasting sheet real quick.
Honestly, I'm really trying to kill time, hoping that the others will show up. I mean, I sent a message to at least one of the other guys who's kind of AFK right now, but haven't heard anything back. So we may just start with you two, and the others will have to catch up.
Yeah, works for me.
I will say there was another game going on at this time, and like I had just like sent out applications just willy nilly, and I saw that one of the other guys did apply as well. So I don't know if he might have been brought on over there.
Yeah, it's possible. Well,
I think it was the Seth guy.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to get a hold of. So yeah, he may be in the other game then.
Yeah.
Well, that'd make things interesting. My Thursday game has 2 players. Woot!
Sweet.
Nice.
Oh, this is gonna make things
What,
all kinds of fun.
are we gonna have to roll up some 1-level characters here?
Is it,
Hey, I mean,
I may need. They may need help.
Yeah, if you got like one just spare lying around.
I have like an old... I have an old level 2 bard I could pull.
I already got a bard, man. Oh wait, no, we don't. He's not even here.
Yeah, there we go.
Jesus. Yeah, there were like 8 people that originally applied, counting you two. So there's still 6 others I'm waiting to hear from.
Yeah,
God.
that's why I hopped in to see. That's why I hopped in to see what was going on.
Yeah, it looks like these two are going to be able to playing. I mean, I can do it with 2. It'd be a
You
little
never
more
know.
interesting.
There might be others that come by.
Yeah, I mean, they may come later.
Did you make sure that you said it was the Eastern time zone?
Yes, I made sure of that.
Okay.
But now that you say that, you got me paranoid. Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, I can't. We're streaming. I'll look later. Oh, well.
What do you mean? Yeah, you're streaming. You can go and just
Yeah,
make
but
sure.
it's focused on that screen.
it's focused on the screen. That you didn't mark it on the program itself.
I put it onto roll 20 if I exit out of roll 20 to, well, fuck it, I can.
You can make another window, like a completely new window of the program, and it shouldn't capture it unless you did monitor capture.
No, I did window capture.
You're using window capture. That means only that window's going to show. So anything
Okay,
you
good.
do, yeah, anything else you do will not show.
Yeah, it won't show your Discord, it won't show your PDFs. It'll only show that.
I think I got the formula wrong here.
Hey, look at that. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure I put Eastern Standard Time for a reason.
Mine automatically.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, mine's set to PPT.
Anyway, just wanted to hop in and see what's up. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun, hopefully.
Later.
Peace out.
Well, I did set the. I mean,
Yep.
I did set the next game will be, and then it's set up that way. So.
Nice.
Oh, well, that kind of sucks. I mean, it was set up for for anybody who joined. Oh well. I mean, like I said, we'll see. But yeah, so okay. Well, we'll start off with you two, and if the others join, more power to them.
Did you want to roll up an extra character to get like a party of 3?
It's up to
Well-
you guys.
More the merrier for me.
I mean, it's really up to Tyson. I mean, he's got to be the.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do with an extra hand.
I could maybe call a friend.
Phone a friend.
I will do it. I'm not sure my commitment level for Thursday nights, but I will. I mean, at least make a character and try.
Yeah, whatever
You
works.
can, not a big deal. I mean, maybe they weren't too worried about Session 0, so they're not worried about it tonight. But they might show up later. I mean, if they end up showing up, then we don't have to worry about it. But I mean, really, aside from questions you guys might have about the world itself, other than that, it's pretty much that's it. And then we can start if you want. I mean, I can run with 2 players for now. We can leave it be and just see where it goes from there.
I have been wanting to play a fighter.
If
Do
you
we-
want. I am not going to stop you, but I'm not saying you have to.
Okay, well, one thing's for sure. I'm not very fast at character creation, so you guys do what you're gonna do, and I'll try to get started here.
I'll be right back. Actually, I'm just gonna grab something to eat real quick.
Alright, well, there you go. Now you got a few minutes. Walker, you got any questions?
I did have one. So with the Draconic Bloodline, it says I can read, speak, write Draconic. When I make a Charisma check interacting with dragons, proficiency is doubled. So that wouldn't apply to the Draconic dwarves, would it?
No. They're kind of like you. They have the dragon blood, but not enough to deal with that. No, they don't.
Would they speak Draconic? Is that a common
Yes,
language?
they do speak Draconic.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually really proficient in it. But yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you could have a conversation with them in Draconic, and that would be fine. They also speak Common and Dwarven. They're normal.
Are we hard set on the theater of the mind combat?
Well, for two of us, I mean, for total maybe four of us, yeah, I don't really see. I mean, if you absolutely want tokens, we can start doing tokens, but I'm kind of fresh to roll 20 and doing all the token stuff, so that will take me some time to get it set up. I mean, like I said,
Okay.
this is basically just a session 0. I mean, if you absolutely want tokens, I can start setting things up and get the tokens worked out and everything, so that way you guys have them.
It would be my first. I've never played a theater of the mind kind of setup before, and I just like I would think that with when you have an idea of your relationship to other things and people spatially set out, you use a better idea of what you can and can't do.
That's fine. For like when you guys go into like caves and stuff like that, I'll have various maps set up, and I have various other things ready for it. But yeah, I'll set up some tokens, but I'm not gonna be able to do that tonight and get it all done, and you guys be able to play with the tokens tonight. That will take a little longer to set up.
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, for tonight is mainly just you guys just chit chatting, kind of in a sense getting your first quest, and going and doing that. It shouldn't be too hard. I'm not gonna make it too complicated. I'll try and be as descriptive as I can, so that way you know your surroundings and stuff like that. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Tyson, I tell you, I'm one of the DMs that ask me anything you want. I mean, if you have a question about the scenery, ask me. I'll tell you. If I miss something in the description, I'm not afraid to go, hey, okay, this is what's going on. This is where you're standing. And I give you as general ideas, as best a data as possible as I can. So you have a full image in your mind of where you're standing, what all is going on.
All right.
I'm kind of on the other spectrum. I've primarily usually only played Mind's Eye for role-playing games, and it works out well. I mean, it's in some cases it's a little bit more free-form, but both ways work well, I think, ultimately.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I've run a few games in Tabletop Simulator. Actually, that's actually a really fun little like kind of thing you can work with, because they got like different like grids just set out, and it's basically just a physics simulation, but with grids and a couple of minis, that's all you really need.
Well,
Plus, it's kind of
Roll20 has
neat
that
to
too.
actually throw the night.
Yeah, Roll20 has the grids and stuff, and I can set all that up. Like I said, I mean, if you absolutely want tokens, just give me some time and I'll get those set up, and we can use those, but we're not going to be able to use them tonight. There's just no way I'm going to get it all done in time.
All right,
It would
Can
take-
you send me the Roll20 link in
Yeah.
private chat? Oh, wait, I already see it. Or maybe you just sent it. Never mind.
Well, just in case.
No, I got it.
You want to look over my character sheet, just to get any kind of comments or questions?
Yeah, hope you don't mind it being on air, because that's the only way I can check it. Actually, I'll check
yeah.
it through the other way.
Can I have a character sheet handout?
Well, you weren't in the game originally, Jesus. God, he's so pushy.
I just want a character sheet.
Yeah, give me a second. There you go, you got a sheet. I'm going to open up another window so it's not streaming your character sheet.
I mean, I don't know. That someone have to be quite devious to go back and look through a stream to find out.
I just do it just on pure sake for that alone. I mean, I just I don't like yeah, it probably wouldn't happen, but I'm just picky that way. I wonder if it'll let me join twice. Paladin won't help me much. Helps if I was looking at the right sheet too. Looks good so far. Something you had a question on, or just wanted me to check and make sure?
Yeah, I just want to check, make sure if everything was all looking good. I don't know if there's any like thing you wanted to mention, or if there was
No.
like something that contradicted anything.
Not that I can see. I mean, it looks like everything is correct. Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Stop confusing my poor roll 20 now. I do think another Monday player is going to want to join this game. So you possibly will have another player coming shortly. He had to step out for a moment, but he should be back. He did say he wanted to play, so.
All right.
And he's a veteran. He's a little weird, but he's a veteran. And Tyson's just weird all the time, so.
I got you.
Oh boy.
Alright, well we can do a little bit of like role playing backstory. I mean, if you guys, to make it easier, I'm gonna give Tyson one more time to finish his character sheet. Oh, there he is.
Your mom.
Hey, Charles.
I'm at home, but I haven't got to the computer yet, so I'm not on roll 20.
I'll go to take a minute anyways. You already know the spiel anyways. I already told them the basics of the... But yeah, so they all know the basics and everything, and they're gonna start off at the Dragon Tavern. Yes, I'm one of those DMs who starts everybody at a tavern.
What classes do we have already?
Paladin and a sorcerer. That's it.
I'm thinking pretty strongly about playing a fighter.
So
Good, I'd like to see a fighter plane.
You want to do what?
I said good, I'd like to see a fighter plane.
Okay.
I've DM'd a couple games. Like, I haven't actually seen some of the character classes in action, and that's another reason I want to play more.
Yes, he wants to be a fighter plane.
That's what I thought he said for a second.
No, he said he wants to see a fighter plane.
Ha ha ha, fuck you guys.
This is Charles. He's from my Monday group, so we have to give him shit because we can. This is an adult group, so if there is language that you guys, like if you have kids around or something, please let us know. I usually recommend putting in headphones because it happens.
I don't tolerate any fucking swearing.
Well, fuck that. So yeah, well, as soon as Tyson and Haybar have their sheets done, well, Charles, I can't call him Haybar now. As soon as they have their sheets done, we'll get, we can work on their background within yours.
Okay, so we have a sorcerer, a paladin, a fighter, and who else?
Charles, what you gonna play?
Well, I really wanted to play the illusionist, but it kind of sounds like we could use something else.
Well,
Yeah,
you got
I got
fighter and
kind
a
of a-
paladin, so
I'm playing like a half illusion, half kind of damage, like fiery base kind of sorcerer.
I mean, you guys are already doubled up on fighter, people standing in the front line, so having two backline guys.
No, we're either thief or cleric too. Which I know with you, a cleric's not as big a deal, so.
You can play whatever you want. Remember, I work things out in order to make the group better. But just so you know, Charles, Tyson might not be in every game. He can't promise a commitment to Thursday, so it may end up just being you three guys at some time.
So that's the sorcerer you're talking about?
No, he's going to be the fighter. The sorcerer and the paladin will both be here for every game. So they say. Box, if you're talking, it's not coming through. Yeah, we're not hearing anything. I see it registering that you're talking. But
How long has my mic been muted?
I don't
damn
know.
I think it was just
Son
now.
of a bitch.
Depends on how long, like what's the last thing you heard.
Fuck, I've been listening to everything. I thought I
Oh,
was
yeah.
replying. It's like, why the fuck is everyone ignoring me?
Yeah, I just happened to
What
look
did I
over.
do?
Yeah, I just happened to look over and notice. I'm like, man, he's talking, but I don't hear anything.
Oh
I'm like,
my-
am I going deaf?
I'm so... I'm fucking brain dead, boys.
It's alright.
We're
it
shunning you.
Oh, hey Charles,
Damn
I think you're like you're echoing quite a bit, and you got like it's coming through pretty loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna get headphones on in a second.
Yeah, he'll switch. He's literally just got home, so he's on his phone talking to us while he's working.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, Charles is hardcore into the game, so yeah, he'll get in there in a minute. So far for Charles and Tyson, oh, well, Tyson, you've already heard it all, but Charles, the way they've agreed, they kind of met, was basically, they saw someone getting picked on, and the generic for now, someone getting picked on, they didn't like it, so they went in to try and stop it. They did, they succeeded. It turned out to be more than just one person.
I just picture us being like bloodied and bruised and like walking arm in arm into the tavern and just buying like a fucking pint.
Yep.
Sure, that works too. But they took care of the problem, and then they, went into the tavern to drink.
I guess his arm would be around my waist.
Sounds a little
Yeah,
weird.
I'm on like a 4'9".
I'm standing at 6'3", I believe. I'm gonna double check here.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So the poor little dwarf is grabbing your nuts because that's the only thing he can reach.
Oh, nice. I'll take it.
Wow.
I'm assuming you got like
I
some
got real
pretty
close
heavy.
real quick.
Oh God.
They're special friends.
Hey, man. I'm immune to diseases. I can bang all I want. Oh, no, I don't get that yet, do I? That's level, what is that? Level 3, I think. Fuck.
Now that I think about that, that would be a good power for a priest of the goddess of love or something.
Oh, it's not till level 3. I gotta wrap it until level 3, boys.
Yeah, so you got here like a god of parties, dancing youth. Fame.
Debauchery.
Pretty much. Yeah, you guys all have
Oh,
handouts that have the DTs listed on them, their titles and everything.
I was gonna mention, I sent you my thing, whenever you have a sec, obviously. But near the end, it kind of describes my relationship, or lack thereof, with my deity. That's kind of up to you. If you want it to be, I kind of left it vague so that you can be, you can do what you want with it, if anything at all. It's up to you.
Alright, let me look at it again. But yeah, so that's basically how they're going to start out, is they're going to start out in the tavern after, just doing it. For Tyson and Charles, if you guys want to, be part of that, we can do that. Or if you just want to be in the tavern at the time someone gets some, they get hired.
Get some. Get a turkey leg.
quite interesting.
What's that?
Your backstory.
Oh yeah. So you see how I kind of you can make it like I don't know. I'm gonna say too much, but you could make it either good or evil. It's kind of it's up to you, man. Or do nothing. I don't really care. Either way. What is it involved? Oh, gaming set. There it is. Okay, never mind.
Alright, well, yeah, you kind of left a lot open, so I can figure out things from there.
Yeah.
What you described breaks it down to, like, basically one deity, but...
Yeah, I was
chance
reading
for
the deities.
There's a
and
chance for openness.
Yeah, for sure.
That could have just been what you were thinking, at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it could even be. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting. I'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now I got a headset on.
Yay.
Sweet.
Well, Charles, as soon as you hop into Roll20, I'll get you a character sheet set up. But yeah, we're gonna start you guys off in the tavern, and we'll work from there. I'm just giving Tyson and Charles a few more minutes.
Yeah, it's all good.
So I mean, if you guys have...
While we're waiting, I'll bust out my dragon chess set and ask him if he knows how to play. Take that as a no.
Oh wait, what?
I was just gonna say, while we're waiting, I bust out the dragon chess set that I have and ask you if you know how to play.
Let me just do something real quick here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
You do?
Yep, I rolled for it.
Oh, sweet. Just do a couple rounds of that. So we're just drinking our mugs, all beaten and bloody, playing some chess. Fuck it.
Yep, got my
Puffing on my pipe.
whiskey.
Are you guys from Penryn originally? Or are you from another continent? It's up to you guys. There are more continents out there besides Penryn.
Is this like a wooded area, Like around here, would there be like some sort of noble holding near a forest?
The closest on Penryn to a wooded area would either be Solva, which is literally right up against a forest, or Carter Village, which is a little distance off. Mind you, the map you're looking at, if you were to... Here, I'll actually show you.
Alright, so we're in Monton?
Yeah, you guys are in Montana right now.
Okay, I suppose I'd be from the mountains, just to the north there.
AFK for a minute.
Okay.
Just sort of near that lake, just like a prime dwarf stronghold location.
Okay. Then you would have
Of course,
had...
my Steam is updating.
No problem. Then you would have had a few issues with wandering bands. That mountain range is going to be like a pathway to...
So what kind of instruments do these wandering bands play?
Man.
Jesus.
See what I deal with on a Monday basis?
So I'm a charismatic guy. I can schmooze and lie or intimidate my way, through around these kind of situations. So I suppose I just kind of made my way down to Silva, didn't find whatever I was looking for, made my way down.
You were in Silva? I'm from Silva.
See, that's where you guys could have met and saw someone getting beat up.
Well, I had a question. Like, how big is Silva? A city or a town? Or
Silva would be considered basically town size.
okay.
It's actually bigger than Cardiff Village, but they only had so many little figurines incarnate, so I had to use what I had. And I don't want to make it too big because then it would take over the map, and that would just look ridiculous.
Fair enough.
I worked with what I had. That's why I labeled some village and others not. The ones that aren't labeled village are towns, aside from the three outposts you see. Montana is a capital city, which is why it has that circular look to it.
Right on.
It's a capital and a port city, so I mean, it's one of the centers for trade. Gano on the left-hand side is another little port town.
Cuckoo.
So you had yourself a nice, cozy life among the elite. You just kind of turned it all down, huh?
It didn't appeal to me as much as the road did. I'm just out here to, enjoy the adventure in life to its fullest. What brings you from? Where are you from again?
Well, where I used to be from. It's more like
I see.
from the city of Kazakh Gore down in the mountains there. I was part of Clan Cargrim. Well, got myself in a little bit of trouble there. Set another fella's beard on fire, and I got exiled.
Sorry, is that a southern dwarf?
Yeah, well, now, I mentioned this. I mentioned this in the.
I find it hilarious. I love it.
It's like,
It is funny. I love it.
there are too many Scottish dwarves. I don't know why all the.
Man, that's what I always picture when
so-
I hear dwarf. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's good to have a change.
Yeah, let's change it up.
Yeah, I want to do it's more of a southern kind of dwarf.
Gimli would have been way better southern.
Surely you do not wish to sully this establishment with
What the
your
fuck is that?
patronage? If so...
Sorry, I was testing this sound.
Okay.
That's through Road 20. If it's too loud for you guys on that end, you can easily go to the little gears and turn off the sound.
Okay.
That's all right. I thought that was someone doing a character.
Yeah,
No.
damn, not bad.
Testing the various ones out, see which one fits, but I don't think they have one that works well.
We could just RP it.
Well, I was trying to look for some background sound, but they don't have anything worthwhile, so screw it.
That was one neat thing about tabletop simulators. They had a one of the objects you can spawn in was a tablet, and in the tablet was an in-game browser where you could open up
shit.
YouTube and just play whatever you wanted. So background music or noise. It's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Only problem with tabletop simulators is people just tend to get distracted and just start throwing the pieces around or writing on the table. It was herding cats for a while.
Dick butts everywhere.
But yeah, I mean, so basically what's going on in the tavern, just to give you a general idea of what it looks like. It's a 4-level tavern. The top 3 levels are all rooms. The bottom level, it's a huge open space. It's about 3 blocks big itself, so it's a huge tavern. Almost dead center is a big fire pit that's constantly going. In the back corner, on the back side of the tavern, is a little stage where the bards and various things perform. On the right hand side is where the kitchen and the bar are, and it's a huge L-shaped bar. The rest is all basically just seats. Currently you see a long bearded dwarf behind the counter. There's no misunderstanding, this is definitely a dwarf. Behind the counter, and he's serving out drinks, stuff like that. You see 2 females wandering around. One you see is a redhead. They both are, not what you typically expect from a tavern wench. These are more, they look a little more higher class.
Is the place in general like a pretty nice establishment?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
this
4
is-
floors. I guess. Yeah.
This is close to the northern section, which is all richer areas. So yeah, this place is really well designed. I mean, it's still technically not within the northern sector, but it is next to it. So I mean, it's got a lot of flow through. And like I said, it's known for its cheap prices and its good atmosphere. They do have a bouncer. He's a big guy. He sits near the door, stays quiet, minds his own business. The 2 females are running around, serving tables. You hear their names. One is Veronica, one is Sarah. Sarah is the redheaded one. Veronica is the brunette one. You hear as Duncan, as you finally heard his name, begin shouting out to the ladies. You hear him, call him daughter. He calls them both daughter. They're obviously not related because, yeah, he's a dwarf. They're not. But it's probably just one of those, they've been around so long, they're just family. And you can see them running around. Occasionally you hear the loud bang as somebody got a little too handsy with one of the servants.
Nice.
Okay. Do I see can I look around, try to see if there's any kind of card games or sort of games of chance going on in any place?
Right now, no, there are no card games going on. It's kind of middle of the day. Just to remind you guys, the days are 48 hours long and the nights are 48 hours long.
Oh.
Yeah. But your races, since they've lived here so long, have gotten used to it. So like a short rest and a long rest are not affected by that. So you guys get the standard short rest, long rest ability, catch time.
Alright.
Yeah, I just figured it'd be too much to try and figure out exactly the difference. So it just works out that way. Basically, the races have learned to work in 48 hours of daytime and then 48 hours of nighttime. They've readjusted. So some things will be slightly different, but not major.
Can I take a look around just from my adventuring background, just kind of see if there's any suspicious looking, anyone kind of checking me out, anyone that stands out a little bit?
Make a perception check.
Sure. There's it. There it is. Nice.
Ooh.
I don't see shit.
Charge, our character sheet is ready now. Yeah, you don't see anything. You see a bunch of people. I mean, a lot of them are just drinking, just chit-chatting. You hear stories being passed. Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You guys do know, since you've lived on Penryn a long time, the Crimson Guard, which is the local militia / police force, they're the ones who made the last stand on what is called the Blood Plains. If you look at the map, that giant area that says Blood Plains, it's called that for a reason. That was where the last bits of the war were fought, and where many, many people died. Since that time, the plains have stayed a blood red color, and nothing's, the grass has never grown any longer, nor any shorter, nothing. It stays the exact same way it was. It's almost as if that entire area is kind of frozen in time. But it has a blood tinge to everything. The Crimson Guard were the military force that helped with the final stand there, and since then they've become the militia and they become the military and the police force for all of Penryn. They're only on Penryn. Each other continent has their own individual forces. Lately, though, the Crimson Guard has been under suspicion by a lot of the common folk. There are a lot of things they're doing that are real shady, but nobody can prove anything.
What kind
Okay.
of, what are they being accused of?
Being a bit rough.
Would I
with
know,
people.
or?
Basically, what you've heard is they're being rough with people. People are being arrested for no reason. Things like that. Nothing too major yet. They haven't killed anybody or anything, but it's just they've been a bit, a bit over what they should be. You know, they used to be this shining beacon of light, you know, this force that helped, you know, protect the, you know, continent from a full takeover. And now they've kind of fallen into disrepute. They're not all bad,
I see.
but from what you're hearing from the commoners, and I mean, you sitting in the tavern, you hear a few talks, as you know, drunken people tend to do. You hear a few people talking about how the Crimson Guard has really has really gotten a bad rep lately, and they actually say it's well deserved.
Okay.
Do I see any Crimson? Did you say I saw some in here? Or?
No, you don't see any Crimson Guard in here. As you toured through the city, as you came through the city, yeah, you did. They tend to wear like a darker breastplate, and then they wear a crimson sash that they wear around their waist. Ones with rank have like a rope braid around their arm, and then other various ways to signify their rank.
So we're hearing someone kind of like we're overhearing someone kind of describe these injustices or what have you.
Oh yeah.
Is that right? Oh, can we kind of like schmooze over there and just kind of join the conversation?
Okay.
Would that be a charisma check or?
I'm gonna do it this way. Because there's a lot of commotion going on. You kind of hear it, but you can't really place where. You roll me a perception check and see if you can pinpoint their location.
Okay, just real quick. The perception. This is one of my first time doing the roll 20 system. I'm normally doing tabletop or IRL. What's
Okay.
the protocol?
What do you mean?
You go to your character
what
sheet
would
and just
I
click
type?
Perception.
Yeah,
And
if you go to
then
your
I'll
character
roll
sheet and
it
click
for you.
perception, anytime you look at your character sheet, anything that highlights when you move the mouse over, that means you can click it and it will roll it for you.
Okay.
So like if I say perception check, just click perception and it will roll the dice for you. If you guys have it set up differently, it may ask for a public roll. Just go ahead and click that. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Takes you a few minutes to figure out, but there's a table. There's a group of people talking about 2 tables down. They're all heavily in their cups. I mean, they've been drinking for a while. You guys have been here for a little bit, and they were here before you, and they were fully into the tankards then. But yeah, 2 tables down is where that conversation is taking place, and you hear one of the guys going, "Shh, calm down. You never know when they're here. You never know when they're looking."
Do I hear this as well, or just him?
No, you guys, I mean, it's off and on talking. I mean, you got to imagine a typical bar setting on a,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I'm just like
nighttime.
picking this up.
I'm gonna make it easy. It's nighttime right now, so I mean, it's really packed right in here because all the
Yeah.
people are done for their shifts and stuff like that. So I mean, it's pretty loud in here, but you're both managing to pick this up because you notice your buddy there at the table seems to kind of be focusing a little bit. So you're like, I wonder what he's listening to. So you do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it just so you don't have to roll perception. But basically, you get bits and pieces of, this conversation slowly beginning to get hushed and get drowned out by the crowd.
Yeah, I just don't know what the key does.
Yeah, you have no idea where it's coming from. You just happen to hear it.
All right. Hey, buddy. Looks like we might have some more wrongs to right.
Ugh, sounds like a good night, my friend. And I just chugged the rest of my beer.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can't sidle over to that table over there and might be able to persuade them that we're cool. Don't worry
Can
about
I
us.
join in that? I'm also quite persuasive. Can I actually first I'll call to Veronica, and I'll order how many people are sitting at the table.
There's about 4 people sitting at the table.
How much is a drink here? Would I know?
For a
Well,
regular
have you
standard
been
drink that they
drinking?
get is like a copper piece.
Okay, I'll buy a round for everyone as we walk up, and I'll just walk up with 4 beers, and then
By the way,
place them on the table.
helping
Yep.
helping that person who got attacked, he gave you both a total. He actually gave you a total, sorry, of 100 gold total for both of you. So you each got an extra 50.
Whoa.
So is this on top of our starting gold? I'm
Yes,
assuming.
that's on top of your starting gold.
Okay.
Very good. All right. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna try to we're gonna saddle up with these guys, drinks in hand, and be like, "Hey, we heard you talking. Hey, man, don't worry about us. We're all right." Let's see if I can't persuade them to
Can I
leave
assist him in
us.
that?
With your assist, he'll get to roll with an advantage.
Okay.
So roll it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Damn. Well, the good news is it really wasn't a high DC to persuade them because they're drunk as hell. But they, the one guy that you pretty much are sure was doing most of the talking, he kind of looks at you two and kind of sizes you guys up and kind of nods, and he motions for you guys to sit down.
We'll take a spot.
Yeah, I'll sit on down.
So, the Crimson Guard, eh? What's been going on with them? Bullying people. I'm sick of it.
He looks at you. There's some things you don't want to say too loud. You never know where their spies are.
All right, so our buddies, what have they been up to?
Causing mischief, arresting people for things they didn't do, hassling the working folk, charging a tax on some of the people to protect their property.
I'm saying all this kind of under my breath now that he mentioned that we should keep it quiet. I kind of ask him, is there anything that prompted this? Was there a change in leadership? Anything that happened that sparked this change in behavior? That you know of?
It's been going on for a while. We don't know if it was, new leadership took power or what, but things just haven't been the same for a couple of years now. There are days where it's okay, and then other days where it's just every time you run into a Crimson Guard, there's always an issue.
Are these guys commoners, or what are we looking at here?
From what you can tell, yeah, they look like just common folk. Probably, merchants or, just farm workers. What's not shown on the map is around Montana is some farmland and stuff like that. So, obviously they have food. But yeah, these just look like common everyday folk.
Now that he mentioned that they might have some eyes around, I wanna check around the bar, see if there's anyone paying a little too much attention to our conversation here.
All right, perception check.
Okay. So 16.
As you kind of look around, there are a few people taking notice, but nothing major. Nothing out of the ordinary. You can't. You can't really see if there's anybody giving you the stink eye or maybe paying too much attention. A few people just kind of looking around. Everything else doesn't look like there's anybody that would be what they call the spy for the Crimson Guard in here.
Just a warning, I got a pretty bad storm outside. I doubt I'll lose power, but if I do, I'll try my best to get back on. And if I don't, I'm sorry.
All good, it happens. I live in Florida, we get shit all the time. Alright, so
I'll ask them, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll ask them if there's any other interesting goings-ons around town. Anything noteworthy?
there are rumors that the Oracle have been up in arms about something lately, but nobody's talking about what it is.
The Oracle?
He nods. You guys, having been around long enough, know there's the Conclave. There's an Oracle who basically advises the Conclave, and from what you gather, mainly because the Conclave almost immediately responds to what the Oracle says. The Oracle is basically like the higher up of the Conclave, but there's no actual official title for it. She's just called the Oracle.
Okay. And sorry, what did he say? I'm sorry.
That supposedly there are rumors floating around that the Oracle is up in arms about something, but it's a lot of hush hush and nobody really seems to be talking. But he says, we have noticed, we have heard word that there are various military units moving to different locations.
Do I know anything about like where these blood guard are like operated out of?
They're in the western part of the city, which is their barracks and housing and stuff like that, and where their training ground is. So they have almost like the entire western part of the city, whereas the city is for everybody else. That's the one area that is the most secure in the entire city.
Do I know if they're taking on any new recruits?
They're always taking new recruits.
All right, I'm gonna just kind of whisper to my friend here. Say, why do you think we sign up for a new job? Might be maybe that the blood guard's taking on new recruits. They could use a few guys like us.
They don't sound like a particularly reputable group at the moment. I don't know.
But were they to be taken down from the inside?
Hmm. Oh, can you hear the thunder? Sorry, 1 second. You know what? It's an idea. I don't have anything else going on right now. We could, maybe we could be the change.
At the very least, we can
place
find some
needs.
information out.
Yeah, that works for me. Blood Guard it is. Crimson Guard, I believe.
Yes,
Okay,
Crimson Guard.
All right, I'm gonna kind of whisper to it. Anything else you want to know from these guys?
I have a question just for the DM real quick. Do I know like the political climate in this area? Like, is this one big government? Is everything like a like a Roman city-state, or like what's
the way it works is the conclave is basically like the central form of government, because it has a representative from all the races. The conclave makes laws, and the Crimson Guard enforce them. They are not elected by people more often than not.
Yeah.
They've been in office for a long while. It's basically, as far as as is known, is that as long as the conclave is doing their job and protecting the people don't have an issue with using power.
I see.
But there is nowadays starting to become a question about who the rightful leaders are anymore.
Who?
Do I know if the blood guard have any kind of like enemies?
Not really, because they were a pretty decent force for a long while. After the war and everything, they were central to helping establish the government and getting everything up and running. So they had quite a good rep, along with a rep with the other nations, because everybody was involved in the war. So there was a lot of good feelings between the groups. As far as you don't know of any enemies, but that's not to say there isn't any.
All right, I wanna kind of talk to these guys, this drunken table here, and ask them. Y'all know of any kind of resistance movement? These guys, they can't just be getting away with this stuff scot-free. It's got to be someone who's taking some kind of umbrage with it.
Yeah, there are a few people who are slowly working at fighting back against it, but it's hard when the Crimson Guard is your protection.
Oh my God! Please let us be the rebels.
Where can we find these folks?
He kind of looks at you a little strange. He gives you a once-over. From what I hear, you don't find them, they find you.
Ooh. I think, and I whisper this to him, we might find them just by doing our thing in the Crimson Guard. Sabotage them from the inside, they'll gain word of us.
Let's see, I wonder, can I just kind of whip out my mason's tools here and just try to craft something, just like real quick, a little keepsake for these folks?
Sure, roll a
Tinker.
proficiency check.
Let's see. Now, what would that be?
Let's just say roll a d20 and add your proficiency.
I got double proficiency with the stone cutting tools.
So roll your d20, add your double proficiency. So you should have 4, yeah.
Okay.
Give you a general idea what the Crimson Guard looks like. Your roll 20 is about to switch over for a second.
All right.
The picture you see before you is the Crimson Guard. Is what they look like.
Well,
Yeah, some kind of.
What does it even look like?
Wow.
Just some piece of shit. Here, take this.
Give him a rock.
Wow.
Just a rock.
It's just
Little
I
something
got
to remember me by.
a little something to remember me by. Apparently the drink has gotten you a little too much, and you set it down, and it's ironic because, like I said, they've been drinking a lot more than you. The guy picks up, oh, that looks awesome, and puts it away. For those who were more sober in the bar, all they saw was you basically put up a rock where you kind of fiddled with it, but yeah, your brain is just not functioning on that kind of level yet. So yeah, basically you just set down a rock.
Excuse my friend. He's in his cups.
So are they, so they thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, what you guys are seeing is what the standard look of the Crimson Guard looks like. The black
Damn.
plate mail and the red sash.
Well, friend, is it time to call it a night, or is there something we should get done here?
Well, I suppose we gotta get to finding an inn and see if that rebel group finds us.
I think it's not. We might have to stay overnight here. It's getting a bit late.
Let's go see what the barkeep has to say.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I guess we'll walk over there to Duncan.
I don't do accents very well, so forgive me if it sounds like messed up.
It's all good.
But he is going to sound very Scottish because I'm stereotypical. And I just like dwarves who sound like that.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yes, I'm one of those. Aye, lads, what can I do for you?
Well, I think we're looking to turn in for the night.
Kind of looks at you curiously, a little strangely. Ah, must be one of them
Yeah,
carters.
2 beds.
They always
2
have
beds.
those weird accents.
Damn right.
He nods. For you and your buddy here,
We're
5
just friends.
copper for the night.
I think that's more than fair. Plunk it
All
down
right.
on the 5 copper each.
Yes.
All right.
He looked at you for a
I'll
second.
throw it
got
on
confused.
down.
All right, he takes the copper pieces. He hands you a little key.
How do
You
I?
each get a key.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm at 120. What's the ratio copper to gold here? I'm trying to calculate this.
Every
Oh,
10
yeah.
gold
What was
is
our starting?
every 10 copper is 1 gold. So if you handed him 1 gold, he'd give you 95 copper back.
Okay, so what
Okay.
what was our starting money, and what is we got
Should have been
50
by
apiece
your
for the
class. Yeah, it should have been by your class, and then add 50 gold.
oh, just standard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be standard for what you got for your class,
All right.
and then just add the 50 gold. But so you basically have like, if you were to take it just from the 50 gold, you'd have 49 gold and 95 copper.
All
Which
right,
weighs a total of like, I think, 2 pounds. With all the money you have, I think it weighs like about a total of 2 pounds.
All right, turn to my buddy here and say, "Well, friend, I guess this is good night."
See you in the morning. And I'll head off. First off, as I feel like the liquor kind of giving me a hangover, I know it's going to happen in the morning. I'll just cast lay on hands on myself and try and kind of purge it from my system,
Okay.
just so I don't get that wicked hangover.
I'll just have a glass of water.
I'm not even.
I can do it to you if you want.
Oh, sure.
All right,
Okay,
I
you
grasp
you cleanse
both
each
of
other.
us.
It's gonna come in handy.
Yeah, you cleanse each other. Yeah, you cleanse both of you of the drunkenness. You guys feel a bit more sober now.
Never been hungover in my life.
Must be nice.
Funny thing is, your rooms are right next to each other.
Oh, would you look at that? So we have that like little awkward conversation where we said goodbye, but we still walk the same way.
Oh yeah. Well, good night.
Yeah, good night. And I'll turn in for the night.
Okay. Yep. Do the same.
All right. Well, as I said, it's 48 hours of daylight, 48 hours of nighttime. So, 8 hours later, it's still
Oh
night.
fuck! That's right. I forgot about that.
Uh-huh. That's what people ever do. But like I said, your bodies are used to it, so you guys are used to working.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just means you'll have to take like an 8-hour break, like in the middle of the daytime, technically.
Oops.
Okay,
Happens.
not to interrupt, but I think I'm gonna do a wood elf thief.
Do it.
Interesting group so far.
And honestly, I think I'm gonna set it up so I can go into Arcane Trickster.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Tyson, you still with us?
Nope.
Don't look like it.
Yep, he's awful quiet.
All right, so we got 3.
Alright, well, 3 for now. I mean, if Tyson gets back in, he can join us. Alright, you're Wood Elf Trickster. Awesome. Alright, well, kind of get you with the group. As you were sitting in the bar, kind of listening to them chit-chat, something about them seemed different. You know, aside from the normal commoners, well, the fact that they had blood all over them kind of gave a little more credence to it. But you notice as they were walking up to the room, one of the gentlemen kind of touches himself for a second, and you can see a brief glow, and then touches the other one, and you see another brief glow.
Damn, I guess that means I can't pick a pocket of them too. They're not drunk.
And all
You
you
can
hear,
try.
and all you hear is Duncan the bartender going, "Goddamn magic," mumbling as he walks. And then he points to the sign underneath the silver warhammer that says, "No magic, absolutely whatsoever."
Whoops. That's
Oh, dude.
He doesn't. He gives people leeway the first time. You do it again.
it's divine magic. It's fine.
Yeah, we were
He
doing.
doesn't
we
see
were
it any other
doing
way. It's
good
all
deeds.
magic.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's one of those stubborn old dwarves. He was a dwarven fighter when he was, back in his prime.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I mean, he's one of those stubborn ones. But he lets it go for the first time. But now that he's pointed out the sign, you do it again, you're in trouble.
Alright.
But he lets you go about your way, and you guys go upstairs.
Cool, cool.
So you got a name for this guy there, Charles?
Well, I don't know what you actually put on it, but my character sheet had a name already with it. I'm almost able to just use that.
Well, you gotta switch it. You gotta put it into the Roll20, and it's whatever sheet is available. I didn't put any name. That's just the generic name it brings up. So I mean, you'll be able to edit all that out.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
There we
Wrong
go.
AFK.
All right, you left.
Theron Reese.
Okay. You finished with your character yet, Tyson, or do you still need more time?
Well,
I mean, if you have a basic for now, I mean, we can work with that. I mean, since you've already told us ahead of time, like you may not be able to make every Thursday, just a basic, generics about him for now would be good enough. Your call. I mean, I can spend some more time with these guys because this would be fun.
check your messages on Discord.
Checking now. Wow, look at that. That's all nice and neat. If that's what you want to do, sure.
For now, just to jump in, I guess that's what
Yeah,
I'll
makes
do.
it easy. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, if you want to change it up later, we can. But for now, I'd probably stick with the same race, just make it easier. But yeah, that'll work. All right. Actually, I'm gonna have both Charles and Tyson come in. It's about middle of the night, so it's already about 24 hours into the nighttime. My two new guys You guys wake up from your 8 hours. Refreshed.
Oh,
No hangover.
Yay. Yay, paladins. I say that to myself.
okay. So I guess we head on. I mean, I head on out. See if I can see if the other guy's awake.
Yeah, I'll meet him in the common room.
Okay. It's cleared out somewhat. As it goes later on, you know, the people change. There are a few people in here. You do see 2 people who, just by the way they're dressed, something is different about them from the rest of, like, the mostly common folk around here. And then you see a table off in the corner. Actually, perception check.
Both of us?
All 4 of you, actually.
Sure.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yep.
Nope. Do they know?
Oh, Tyson
working on
Charles. Okay.
Is that intelligence or wisdom? It's wisdom. isn't
Wisdom.
it?
Wisdom. Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
I know nothing.
No, you see plenty. Okay.
Shit.
Ironic. Okay. Charles, Tyson. As you're sitting here, you see 2 guys come down. They never told me they washed off their blood, so they got, like, dried blood on their mouth.
It's a badge of courage.
I'm not going to
Pride.
assume. I learned
Yeah, that's fair
not,
enough.
I learned not to assume anything. If you don't say it, I'm going to assume you just left it on there as like a badge of courage.
I'll say right now that I look down and see my armor all bloody. And
I
go
don't.
over to
I
the
don't. I don't
barkeep.
trust these barmaids not to steal my clothes.
Sitting at one of the tables is a surly dwarf, fully armored. He's got a mug in his hand, and he's just reaching up and pouring some into his mouth, and he pauses right there as he sees the bloody people coming down the stairs. He's kind of eyeing them to the side with his mug in his hand, still tipped up to his face.
I walk up to the barkeep and just ask if he has like some water, like a wash bucket or something like that he wouldn't mind me using.
He walks from behind the bar, grabs a bucket that had some water, and throws a rag in there and points to it.
All right, I just start washing up.
I want to. First of all, would it be possible if I could cast minor illusion just to like make myself not look bloody?
Ooh.
I mean, not in the middle of everybody. I just want to know if that's possible.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, you could pretty much just make it look like you're not, or you could just clean it off and save the spell.
Well, I mean, it's a cantrip, so like, I mean.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
do
I'm
it
just
where
gonna-
Duncan can see you, or else you're
Yeah,
gonna meet
I'll
a warhammer.
pop back in my
hardcore.
room. I'll
Okay.
pop back in my room and just like kind of shut myself in and just do that. Just save myself all that effort.
Yeah, we'll say
and
you
wet
walked.
clothes.
We'll say you walked out of your room, looked down, and said, "Oh shit, I knew I forgot something." Walked back in, was like, "Well, I can fix this." Boom, and yeah, and now you look clean.
All right.
Okay, so you see one guy come down bloody, and now he's starting to clean himself as he's sitting at the bar. And the other one comes down, and he looks, another guy comes down and he looks clean. What sets these 2 off for both of you, Charles and Tyson, is the fact that they got the walk of well, the one has a walk of a fighter, the other one has an odd.
The walk of a dwarf.
Yes, the walk of a
Well,
dwarf.
the other one was just immediately bloody and then not.
And they're fully armored and everything.
The paladin is, yes.
The dwarf's looking at him since he's still bloodied.
Well, you see him cleaning it off at this point, and grabbing the rag and kind of washing.
Right.
Chainmail's hard to clean.
How's come nobody ever invited me to the party last night?
You guys hear that? It's kind of died down enough where it's loud enough that you could tell he almost wanted you to hear.
I didn't see you there, bud. Yeah, must not have noticed you last night.
Yeah,
It
we
looks like you
apologize.
got into some trouble without me.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
in
I
town
know.
far too long and I've had no action whatsoever.
Action you're looking for, is it?
As
I
you guys
am
are
looking for action.
as you guys are talking, the doors swing open. You see 4 members of the Crimson Guard.
No dicks. I don't say that.
I want to kind of size them up, see what I mean, or not necessarily size them. Just what are they like? How are they standing? What's their general like body language?
Yeah, how are they coming in? Are they coming in hot or are they coming in for a drink?
They definitely look like they're not here for a drink. You can see as
Oh.
as soon as they enter in, the 3 of them have their hands, kind of resting on their swords. The other one, who obviously is the leader, kind of looks around, and you can see him squinting his eyes, trying to look around. And then they head right up to the bar.
I was about to say, here we go again.
I'm gonna try and make eye contact with Paladin and just kind of like make like very urgent eyes at the door.
Wait, sorry, to who? To me?
Yes, to my friend Galahad here.
Yeah, I'll kind of put down the bloody rag and I'll just kind of try and start sidling up to the door.
You get about 3 feet before you're stopped by a sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
What's
whoa!
the
What seems to
problem
be the
here, my
problem,
friend?
buddy?
The guardsman looks at you, looks at the blood. You're wanted for questioning.
What is it that you're accusing me of?
He looks at your uniform, looks at you again.
I'll also like kind of
Assault.
scratch my face while I'll scratch my face while making a conscious effort to show my family's signet ring, and see if they have any reaction to my my house sigil.
Let's see. Oops. It was a second roll, not the first. He notices it, but doesn't seem to care.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm gonna step in. Oh man, you should have seen it. This guy, you see, he was trying to do some kind of handstand last night. He just busted himself so bad. He knocked another guy over. Oh man, he got himself pretty bloody there. And
I'll do anything for a wager.
Yeah, roll a deception roll.
Can I assist him with that?
No.
Too late, he's already rolled it. If you
Yeah,
a little sooner, I would have said yes.
I'll get.
Yeah. He ain't
Wow.
buying it.
I don't like that.
This is one fucking on it guard.
It's the leader. He turns, looks at you. Arrest them both. The men kind of surround you. What are the other two?
Are they looking like pretty tough fellas, or how are they?
Yeah, they
looking?
look pretty tough.
Yeah.
They look like they're some seasoned. I mean, you can't tell. I mean, they're still a little young, but you have a feeling starting a fight here would probably be bad news.
I suppose, yeah, fighting with the city guard, not always a great idea.
No.
Can the dwarf give it a try?
Sure.
To do what now?
Talk to the guards.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just persuade him. Seeing like there's got to be some kind of mistake here. I mean,
I think he was
we're
talking
pretty...
about his character.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he's a dwarf.
Oh yeah, I'm a dwarf as well.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. You walk up to them as they start to begin to put the manacles on the 2 gentlemen.
I'm sure you're here after a long shift. Why don't you have your drinks and forget about this one? I can attest to their story.
Roll a persuasion with advantage, because you're backing up what they've already said.
Dang.
Well, if he beats a 4, he's good.
That was with advantage?
No, that's my guy's roll too.
Oh, I see.
That was his roll to check.
Oh,
And he beats
Oh,
it.
damn, nice.
real good.
That's a couple natural 20s already. Damn.
The guard just kind of looks at you, kind of sighs.
You're tired, I'm tired. You done the night shift, I can tell you've been up all night. Here, on the house. Get 'em a, whatever their poison is. And breakfast.
Duncan,
And the dwarf kind of looks over to the other dwarf and winks at him.
Duncan nods, starts setting up drinks for him. This guy looks to his men and goes, "Release them." You hear the other one, "But sir, we have orders. We have proof from other patrons that say that's what actually happened. For all we know, that guy was lying to us." "Very well, sir." They undo the manacles and they put them away, and they all go sit up at the bar. Thief, what are you doing while you're watching these guys? You watch this whole interaction.
Well, I was gonna do something crazy, but it looks like they handled it.
All right,
I
I'd
was
like
gonna
to.
yell and screaming out of the bar, but then sleight of hand the manacles off as I went by.
I'd like to shake the hand of our buddy here, who just attested
Yeah,
to
I'll
our
clap
story.
him on the shoulder.
Appreciate you, bud. What's your name? Name's Kasich.
Galahad.
Oh, I didn't think of a name.
Goddamn character, forgot the name.
Yeah.
Just start making noises. It'll sound fantasy enough.
Dagnar Ironfoot.
Soulmere, the Stone Shatterer.
Fellhammer.
Fellhammer, I like that.
That was one of my
I
enemies.
step up, and I start coming over to him, and I just start like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Smooth move there. What's your name?"
Are you talking to us or to Dwarfy?
All of you. I come up to you and start talking to you.
The name is Galahad. What brings you up here?
I'm Kasich.
Nah, I just saw a smooth little play there. Seemed rather interested. I'm impressed by it.
All thanks
So why
to
are
our
you guys
friend.
here? What's going on? Huh?
If this is like loud enough for the guards here, I'm sure I don't really know what you're talking about, bud. But
No, I don't say it loud enough for them to hear. I was actually
No,
waiting for them to
I-
leave, but somebody offered them breakfast too.
Well, they're sitting
Hey,
there.
well, then,
they're
maybe
sitting
there's
at,
other areas we can go to then.
Yeah, they're sitting at the bar, sitting drinking, and just chit chatting amongst themselves.
hey, how about we take this outside, fellas?
Might be a good idea.
Works for me.
All right, so yeah, we.
Garen.
settle out.
Garen Fellbeard.
Pleasure to meet you, Garen.
So does that mean you don't have a beard that fell off?
He gives you a pretty nasty look.
That's a big deal, dude.
Yeah, I give him the side.
I give him like a
Oh.
warning look, like, "Whoa, don't go there."
Actually, no. That's not what it means. And who might you be? Hmm?
I'm Theron. Theron Reese.
Are you trying to talk tough with me, Theron?
I'm not trying to talk tough. I'm just trying to find out what's going on, man. I get bored, and you guys seem interesting.
You know what? Garrick is his name, not because it's not his name's Theron and my name's Garen. That's silly. So Garrick.
Garrick.
Garrick
Sure, that
and
works.
Theron. All right. Well, I'll tell you what happened here. Me and my buddy here, we came upon a really ungodly sight. Just a couple of those. They didn't seem to be any kind of like actual blood guard, but must have been sympathizers as they're roughing up this sweet old woman. And well, we stepped in and righted that wrong.
Yes, we did. Couldn't stand by.
Hence
And
the
well, you
blood.
should have.
Well, do you guys know what's been going on with these Crimson Guard? And we're away from them right now.
Yeah, you
Right.
guys are outside the bar.
Yeah. So, yeah, I asked them, do you guys know what's been going on with the Crimson Guard recently?
No, I'll be honest. I'm not from around here, but if they're the law, I'm sure they'd like to hear about your story.
Well, you saw how far that got us.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Look, I live here, and the Crimson Guard, you don't trust them, man. They might be the law, but they're not the best law.
Well, we were actually considering joining them for more clandestine persons. We hear there might be some underground groups working against them. We were interested in possibly infiltrating their organization
Turns
here
out they're
and
taking
finding
on
out some
new
information. Yeah. Would you guys be interested in doing something like that? A little bit of
the plot
rebellion?
thickens.
In
I'm sure I
joining
can
the
find
Crimson
somebody.
Guard?
Pardon me?
Am I interested in joining the Crimson Guard?
Well, not really. We'll join, we'll get the information we need, and then we'll split.
Let's see. First things first, we need to get this blood off of us. Is there
No,
some
I'm good.
Well, I mean, I just sort of pretended to not have blood on me.
There was a perfectly good pot, Rezik.
Well, let's go and see if there's anything that can anybody can get this off for good.
Is there like a well or something like that? Or
There's a tailor, maybe.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Seamstress.
tailors and stuff around. I mean, like I said, you're near the
Yeah.
northern area, so the higher end stores are going to be around here.
Yeah, I'd like to
Well-
pop off just to get some cleaning done.
I mean, wouldn't I know, like, some of the urchins and children? Couldn't I find one of them and give them money and they get a hold of water and just clean it for them?
Yeah, you could do that.
I would like to supervise very, very, very closely.
well, I'm in the city. I'm kind of taking note of everything just because I'm the historical type. I didn't really get out of my home city, and this is the capital, so I'm just kind of taking in the sights as we're walking around.
Now, as you look
Trust
around,
me.
the races, I mean, are purely mixed. It's mostly human here for now, but you know there are plenty of other races around.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at a wood elf in front of you. You see two dwarves. But yeah, I mean, there's a mix of races around here.
Yeah.
Just off in the distance, you can hear the ocean, lapping up against, the docks and stuff. You can hear the sound.
Yeah, I'm just appreciating being in the capital. Just appreciating it. So are we going to the tailor?
I mean, I just went off, just to get that done real quick.
I see.
I guess the urchin. What happened there?
Basically, he talked to one of, he walked around a little bit and found Tommy. What the hell? Little Tommy, and offered him a little bit of money to help get your stuff really clean.
Okay. Did that happen? Did I get my stuff back?
Yeah, you got everything back.
All right. I'd like to pay him back for the favor. Just to, pay him back whatever money he gave.
I only gave like 2 copper to someone like that. 2 copper's a lot.
I don't really care to have my debts unsettled.
All right, what do you got?
All
you?
right. So
Garrick's kind of looking at, was it Kazakh?
that's right.
A little bit sideways. Not sideways, but just curiously.
Where'd you say you were from again?
Well, I'm a member of the Cargroom clan from Kazakh Gore. You
Oh.
might not have heard of it. It's a dwarven city, keeps to themselves.
I see.
Oh God!
How about you? Where do you hail from?
He lists off a place, and well, he's from the Vark continent, we'll say.
Okay.
Is that where is your homeland on the Vark continent as well?
I'm actually just north of here.
Okay, yeah.
in
So
the
he's
mountains.
he's back on the homeland, the Vark homeland.
So what's Vark like?
It's a
Vark
sight
is
hillier than this.
The Varg is the race. He's talking about Ilviz Varg, which is wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, he says, I'm from, you said
Sorry,
Elvis Vark?
Goldtorum.
Goltorum. Goltorum, of course.
You
So is that a place of elves or dwarves? I mean,
yes,
Yeah.
you guys would know that that's the dwarven continent. That's where all the dwarves tend to be, and where their main, where the main body of their race is located. The dwarves are located.
well, my thing is, and I'll tell you now, one of my personality traits is I ask a lot of questions.
One of my
Alright.
personality
I
traits
know
is
a
that
lot
I
about
don't
my
answer
city.
questions.
I would argue my thing is I know a lot about here, but I don't know much about the rest of the world.
Yeah, the
I've
most
spent my whole life here.
well, the most you've heard from various talk about the other continents, but you don't know much about them. You've heard of Goltorum, which is the dwarven continent, but that's about all you know. I mean, you couldn't pick one clan out from another if they were asked. But you know enough to know that they have their own continent. Almost every race has their own continent.
I'm gonna ask my dwarven friend here. You ever run into any of the Cargrim clan over there in our motherland?
I can't say that I have. But, Sharon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I have to say, the Southern Dwarf is pretty good.
I know.
I know,
that's
isn't it?
I mean, I'm from Georgia,
Oh, sweet.
So it just makes it easier.
pretty much.
Am I with them right now? Are we still in like the same spot?
Yeah, you guys are all kind of. I mean, you guys
I'm
all.
assuming we're out on kind of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are. You guys all got back together once. Rezik got his stuff back, and so I mean, you guys are back together.
I don't
I'm
know
just
how
poking
long
my
I can
pipe.
keep up the gruff dwarf voice. I might have to change it up a little bit.
I'm gonna try and do a voice. It'll be fucking terrible. I usually don't, but we'll see.
Like I said,
See
I'm
how
not good
it
at
goes.
voices either, so you'll just have to assume occasionally that if I say it has an accent, that's what it is.
Fair enough.
So our plan is here. We're gonna saddle on up into the recruiting center and get ourselves a job there as a blood guard. See if we can't find out something from the inside, and then they say there's some kind of resistance that'll meet you. You don't meet them, so we're gonna see if we can't run into them as well. But before we do that, we might want to get anything settled. If there's anything y'all want to buy or see beforehand, now'd be the time to do it.
Well,
I think I'm pretty good.
I'd like to go into, I suppose, a blacksmith shop and see if they have some caltrops and ball bearings.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take some caltrops too, actually.
I'd like to find like a music store. Is that a thing? I'd like to
It
buy
would
an
be
instrument.
it would just be like a general store would be where they have it.
Sure, I'll go there and I'll try and find an ocarina. Ocarina? Ocarina?
Whatever.
Yeah,
I
and
know
I'll
what
try
you
and
mean.
purchase one of those.
Okay. Y'all gonna make me pull out the book.
Sorry, buddy.
As you guys kind of look around, the only shop that really kind of appeals to you, you see this, ornate-looking shop. It's only one level. You see above it, emblazoned on a big curved piece of wood. It says, "Glenn's Wonderful Goods."
I'll head on in.
All right. So is this this would be the general shop that like I didn't find any blacksmith kind of fellows?
Most of the blacksmiths are further down. but within the eyesight. I mean, you could check here, and if it doesn't have what you want, then you can always go somewhere else. But this looks like it's a typical general store, so it might have what you're looking for. You never know.
All right, I'll pop on in.
Yeah, I'll look for any if they have any instruments,
They do.
particularly like a flute or ocarina.
As you guys all walk in, you see a gentleman come from behind the counter. He's in these lavish, bright colored, outfit, like robes flowing around. Welcome, gentlemen. I love having customers. Perception check for all of you.
Oh boy. It's a vampire. Hey.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Walker, you're just kind of at a loss. It looks like a normal shop to you.
Seems like a nice guy to me.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. The rest of you, as you kind of look around the shop, it dawns on you. This shop looks pretty big, but it didn't look this big.
Oh boy.
Like, it seems to stretch on both sides and further back for quite a while. You can see all kinds of stuff here. They have figurines, armor, shields. He holds just about everything you could think of. This is your one-stop shop kind of place.
Quite the shop
Right.
you have here, my friend.
Oh, I take you.
Say, you don't have any ball bearings or caltrips, would you?
He kind of looks at you and narrows his eyes a little bit. Of course, right this way. And he walks with a flourish over to a section. And he, kind of waves his hand at a glass case. And in the glass case, you see various little daggers and stuff like that. And on the side, you see little caltrops, little ball bearings, all kinds of miscellaneous.
How much would it be for a bag of each?
I hate you so much right now. Give me a second. Didn't think you'd be buying anything right this second.
So he
But it's a shop.
I wasn't expecting it. I know I'm slacking. We'll just say, just to make it easy, he'll say a gold for a bag.
All right, I want to see if I can't schmooze them on down to a lower price. Nah, buddy, we're gonna head in a little bit of trouble here, and believe it or not, me and my paladin friend here actually.
I step up the side.
Yep, we helped this little old lady. I don't know if you might have known her. She must have been pretty common in the marketplace, but someone was trying to put something over on her, and we stepped in and helped her out. How about a little bit of discount for a good Samaritan?
I'll assist if there's a roll going on.
Okay, roll with advantage. Nice.
Holy.
Ooh.
He looks at
Right.
you. He kind of nods. Ah, so you helped old lady Wilma out, huh?
That's right. It just didn't seem right to let it happen.
Can't just stand by.
Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you guys, since you look like you're a group of adventurers out looking for fun things. I'll make a deal with you. I want to try and open up some more shops. I need people to spread my word of my goods. You go around and spread my word, the word of my shop and the goods I carry, and you get a discount every time you come here.
Well, sounds good to me. I mean, I'm not above doing some barking, trying to drum up some business for you.
He pulls the caltrops out, drops them on the counter, and just moves them towards you.
And the ball bearings too, don't forget.
Grabs those, put those up there too.
All right, I'll take them. Now,
He
with
looks to
my
the others.
work,
What about the rest of you?
I ain't buying.
Very well.
I'm not doing anything. What exactly do you want us to do?
Are you guys interested in buying anything, or is just this gentleman here going to do all the purchasing?
I'd like some cow trips too, actually.
He grabs another bag, throws it on the counter. Total for all 3 bags, 1 gold. And that's at a discounted rate.
all right, I'll put up my portion.
Same here.
Okay. Pleasure doing business with you guys. Please come back if you ever need any more supplies. I try and carry what I can.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you. And
Remember,
I'll head on
spread my
outside.
word.
Will do, friend.
Back. I got a call from work. My bad.
All good.
Are we still in this shop? Sorry.
We can be, yeah. We'll be able to catch back up since.
Yeah, sorry. I'll just really quickly. I'll buy a flute. Don't do any special. Like
Okay.
a wooden kind of flute.
He agrees. What you heard was he agreed that he'd give you guys a discount every time you shopped with him, as long as you continued to spread the word of the store to other places, because he wants to branch out.
Ah, gladly, friend. What's the name of the store?
Glenn's Wonderful
was,
Goods.
Yeah, Glen.
So he hands you the flute. You hand him like 5 copper pieces, and he'll take that since you just got a basic wood flute.
Pleasure doing business with you.
All right, now you guys all meet up outside.
All right. Now, did he mean like a different, like places, like different settlements, different towns, or was it like just kind of?
He meant
barking up
wherever
some
you go,
business
just
for him?
basically just put in a good word for his shop. Like if
I'd
he
say
mentions-
other towns because he said he wanted to branch out and open up other stores too. So
Well, just to cover my bases, I'm just gonna start kind of doing on my best kind of barking voice, be like, "Come on down to what was his name?
Glenn.
Glenn. Come on down to Glenn's General Store. The best deals and the best prices this side of town you'll ever see." And I was like, do I like do like charisma?
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love
roll,
it.
When I see the
roll a
big,
charisma roll.
Can I assist him and just say, I don't know. I thought I had something to say, but I don't. Can I just assist him? I'm good at D&D, guys.
Yeah, you'll kind of wave your hands at like at the store and like
Yeah, I'll
give
make
a
myself
bunch
look
of visual cues. So yeah, roll with advantage.
What am I rolling?
Charisma with advantage, because you're basically trying, or persuasion will make it that way, because it's easier.
Okay.
Because basically you're persuading people to come buy it, buy goods at his store. There you go. Now you get a few people
All right.
that kind of were walking by. They kind of walk into the store, and you hear Glenn's loud voice, "Welcome to my store," and he goes on to his diatribe. And more people kind of filter in and out. But you think you did a good enough deed for at least for now. But yeah,
All right,
you probably
anything
have a
else
good
you
idea, like any other town or village you go to, probably spread his name.
In theory, I could probably hook him up in my home city, too, since I'll have connections there.
All right. Everything got what they need?
I start playing on my flute, and it's just fucking terrible. I don't know how to play this thing. Yeah, I just put it away for now. I'm sorry.
that was great.
Well, if everybody's ready, let's head on in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we go.
So
on
wait, did
into
we
the,
even know where the place is? Like their
Yeah,
headquarters?
you know where
In
their
the
headquarters
west?
is. It's in the west.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we head on in there and try to apply. Or
Okay.
first we go there and see what we see.
Well, it's going to take you a little while to get there because you guys are like at the center of the city, and to get to where their barracks and stuff are, it's like near the western wall of the city. So I mean, it's
I
going to
can
take
get
you a
us
little while.
anywhere twice as fast
The
because of being
go
urgent.
ahead. Sorry. But
I can
on
move
the
us around the city really fast. Sorry, is what I'm saying.
oh yeah,
Ooh.
the urchin movement through cities. I remember that because I had that in one
Yeah.
character once. The dwarf kind of, as we're walking to do this, is kind of like, so, have you guys thought this through?
Not even a little.
Because,
Well-
you know, back in the homeland, I was part of the military.
Ooh, really?
I was. And, you know, the recruits, they didn't all just stay together. They'd end up spread all about.
Yeah, that's true.
And you never knew where you went, and you had a contract. And it could be for 40 years. And you
Well,
can
yeah.
end up in a hell of a place. So,
This is true.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, we were kind of drunk when we came up. We were kind of drunk when we came up with this plan. I'll admit.
Well, think about this. Well, this is more of a militia, if anything. This is more of a local kind of deal. I'd figure, they wouldn't be sending us, hither, thither, and yon just to, train us a little bit.
Well, you might be right about that. I
If
just
there's-
don't know.
If there's another way we can get the information we seek, we're open to suggestions. This is, as I said, this was just one idea we came up with while we were quite wasted.
I'm just asking what's going on. And,
Fair enough.
well, back in the homeland, we're not much for sidling, or whatever word you used. But if this is what I gotta do to get action, this is what I'll do.
Do I know anything about, how the recruits are trained at all?
Would I know, with my history knowledge, would I be able to see, do I know if the Crimson Guard gets sent outside of the capital?
Or even just anything about their recruitment process at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Do they have a pamphlet, an info pamphlet at the recruitment office we could read?
Do you have a booth?
Ironically, they actually do have a little recruitment office where they pick people up. It's more towards the center of the city, city near the marketplace. They have a little kiosk where basically you go up and they just tell you what a wonderful life it is living in the Crimson Guard, and yada yada yada. Get to travel to all the places around Penryn. You get to meet all kinds of new people. Yak yak. Typical recruitment spiel.
So we do
Okay.
get sent elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The possibility is there, but they, as you guys kind of head towards it, and you kind of stand around and listen, and because there are a couple people already up at the little recruitment spot talking, and you hear the guard, one of the guys that's interested in joining the service. You actually hear him go, "So could I be stationed anywhere I want?" "Well, for the first little while, for about the first year, you'd be stuck here in the main city. We got to get you through the training and make sure you're ready. And then the possibility after the first year of relocating to another location is there. It all depends on the requirements we need."
I should have done this earlier. With my history knowledge, do I know, did something happen to the Crimson Guard? Did they have a change of leadership? Did something happen within their ranks or within their, recent history that would change their attitude or outlook towards, common folk and stuff like that?
Roll a history check.
Sure.
And then what I just noticed a difference just because I live here and I kind of have an idea what's going on.
You would know that lately, for past year or so, the Crimson Guard has become under fire by a lot of the commoners, but almost all the times when it's investigated, nothing ever becomes of it. It's like whatever they were being accused of either gets dropped or the evidence doesn't point to it being a member of the Crimson Guard. It's always something, but it's one of those, there's far too much of it. Far too much
People
of it that has been,
dying, things like that.
there's been no
Was
deaths
that
linked
me?
to the Crimson Guard yet. This is actually for both of you. There's no deaths
Okay.
right now linked to the Crimson Guard. A lot of harassment and stuff like that, but it's usually played off as, the person who's doing the complaining is, only complaining because, one thing or another. There's always an excuse why it's not the Crimson Guard's fault. And it seems like whoever's in charge, whoever's in charge of the Crimson Guard seems to agree with that standpoint because they haven't, nothing is being done about it. The same people who were accused of various things are still, patrolling the city and still in charge.
I see.
Okay, I'd like to go up to the recruitment area, and I want to put on the most dumb and eager kind of act I can. Wow,
I'll walk up with them
you,
as well.
you really think I can go anywhere and fight for good causes and they'll also give me food for free?
Well, yeah, you'll get your food, your clothing, your equipment, all for free, as long as you do your service, like I was telling that gentleman. After your first year of being within the city and training, at our barracks, you will be given the choice to, go out to other cities. If we need people there at the time, then you will be given that option. If not, then, we can work out something, but nothing is guaranteed at this point. There's a lot of unrest going on places, so it might possibly be that, you're put in somewhere you weren't wanting to go.
Well, anywhere where I can serve my duty is a place where I'd like to be. Now, is there some kind of different jobs that you guys have, or is it all just one job?
Well, I mean, there's the various rank structure, and we do have various units. We have the cavalry, we have the foot soldiers, we have, a, unique mix. We have those who do the healing, and, those who provide support in other means.
Wow. And I guess the captain, he's here too?
Yeah, the captain resides within the city.
Well, I know all I need to know. Sign me up.
He hands you a map of the city, and it shows a direct route to the barracks. Just follow that, tell them you're there to sign up, and they'll get you situated.
Thank you, sir. I can't wait to be doing my duty. And I head on over, following the map,
I'll follow.
site,
Okay.
and wait for the rest of the group.
I guess I'll walk along. Well, you done it now.
Yep, I've done it now.
So
About
why are we
halfway
doing this
th-
again?
As you guys are
their
talking and
dicks.
walking, about halfway there, you run into these two people. You should be able to see
Oh,
them on
shit.
roll 20.
Okay,
The
is there
female?
anything...
Perception check for everybody.
These have not been going my way.
That one wasn't very good for me.
Eh.
I am perceptive right now.
You're the perceptivest dude I've ever seen, honestly, in these games.
Jesus.
Yeah, the worst part is I usually have like one bonus or none, or and I still can't hear you talking and not think of Bard.
Alright, well, Charles, you notice on the female's staff that she's carrying, instead of what it looks like in the picture, it actually is a phoenix on the top. The gentleman, you don't see any markings to indicate kind of deity or anything, but from what you gather, the female is at least a cleric of some kind. The gentleman kind of steps up in front of you guys and goes, "Wait a minute, gentlemen. What if we were to offer you a better deal?"
And what might that be?
A better deal than what?
Than working for the corrupt Crimson Guard.
I'm listening.
I speak your business.
We are aware of many untoward things about to happen on this continent, and they could use a spearhead.
What untoward things do you speak of?
To put it rather bluntly and eloquently, the armies of evil are about to descend upon this continent.
That doesn't sound good. What
Sounds
armies are
like
those?
action.
So, priestess, like the party at all?
She just shakes her head. She looks
Exactly
over.
how are you going about dealing with this group?
It's
Hiring
a
men.
lovely staff. Where'd you get that from?
And she looks at you. From my god. She, just matter-of-factly, the gentleman looks at you guys. Well, we're hiring adventurers like yourselves who are eager to do good work.
Well, shit, these guys just gave us, saying this out of character, a bit of a shortcut. If they're the people we think they are. Who exactly do you... I'll ask them... Yeah, sorry, that was out of character, my bad. I'm asking them now in character. Who is it that you represent?
The lady steps forward. I'm a cleric of Xavier. Magnus here is my associate. He says
Of
nothing.
Xavier?
Yes, Xavier. You can do a
Who's-
you can do a quick religion check. if you
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do
So did
that.
it hurt when you fell from heaven talking to Xavier?
She just shakes her head again.
I just... Whoops.
Well, how do you plan to take our friends out?
Through cunning,
Whoops.
through guile. Jesus. You know
Not
enough
great.
to know that Xavier's a good deity. He specifically is the god of Phoenix, valor, rebirth, reincarnation, justice, retribution, law, order, and customs. Yeah, Tyson, same thing. He is
Xavier,
definitely a very good
good
guy.
god. A good god. Aye.
She just nods.
So, are you representing the church? The Church of Xavier?
We're representing a faction of individuals who wish to once again bring back peace to this world.
Should we
And-
maybe go somewhere a bit less open and speak of this?
They motion you back, in a sense, the way you came.
I still kind of have my hand on my glaive just in case this is some kind of ruse.
So, Magnus,
It's a
where'd you get
ruse.
those robes, man?
I bought them.
Remember where? I wouldn't mind having something like that.
I doubt you're of the qualifications to wear the type of robes
Oh.
I wear.
I could probably forge those qualifications.
He just shakes his head. He kind of looks to the female, who you haven't got her name yet. But looks to the female, just kind of shakes his head. She just kind of smiles and just keeps walking.
So are we in like an alleyway? Or?
No, you guys are walking down the main, just one of the roads. The way she's heading back towards the market square. And then as you guys get to the market square, she starts to veer off north, almost basically back where you guys were going, came from.
And this is like the noble kind of district, or the richer district.
Yeah, you're working towards that area. You're at the marketplace right now, and I mean it's
Yeah.
a big area. So I mean, but yeah, that's the direction she's heading, is back towards the, the noble side.
Okay.
You guys can ask them questions if you want. They're just walking with you. It's going to take just to walk this distance. It's going to take a little bit to get there.
How
I
big is your
believe you
organization?
said something about hiring.
Yeah, that.
Maybe you could Elaborate on the higher end bit.
It's simple. Magnus speaks up. It's simple. We give you money. You go out and do the missions we ask you to do. When you come back, we give you more money for completing the mission.
Well, sounds like a right career.
What kind of missions are you talking about?
The female speaks up again. As I said, these missions are of vital importance to protect the world from falling into darkness once again.
A worthy cause indeed.
Not exactly what I meant. Are you asking us to steal, kill? What exactly are you asking us to do?
We'll talk more when we get somewhere a little more private.
Alright, I guess kind of...
Nothing untoward if that's what you're needing. Although one of your members would probably benefit from that. And she just kind of looks over to the roguish-looking one.
I just grin at her. Has anybody told you today how lovely you are, my man and lady?
She shakes her head again, kind of chuckles. Even Magnus is just kind of shaking his head in his hood and just kind of... I mean, they're chuckling and laughing as you go along. They lead you all the way back to Glenn's Goods.
I bust out my my pipe and I start puffing it. Oh God! Anybody want to hit?
I was going to mention to him, have you ever shopped here at Glenn's Goods? You know, they got the best prices and the finest deals you'll ever hit.
The female actually starts busting out laughing. So we got someone with that. Okay, that's awesome. Don't
How
worry.
do you mean? You know Glenn?
Yes, we're good friends. Don't worry. He'll keep to his word. He'll give you the discount as long as you keep spreading his word. And I'll make sure he knows that you told me. As you guys walk in, Glenn's there. He's got a little bit more, of a busy group. You could see him behind one counter and probably one of his assistants behind another counter. And he looks up. Diana, Magnus! I haven't seen you two in forever. I heard you guys have been out busy doing whatever. Yes, Glenn, can we borrow one of your back rooms? Of course, my lady. Anything for you, my lady. And he just kind of motions.
Does he tip his fedora?
He doesn't have a fedora, but he's got nice, elegant robes, and he kind of, overextends his bow a bit, and, makes it very flourished. I mean, like, everything he does is a big flourish. It's all about show for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he just kind of motions for her to walk back, and she leads you right back through a beaded curtain. You go 3 doors. As you go down the hallway, you see 3 doors. At the 4th door, she opens it up and walks in.
So, Diana. That's a beautiful name.
Are you ever going to stop?
Probably not.
Okay. She just kind of smiles.
Okay.
As you guys walk in, the last of you comes in. Magnus is actually the last one in. And closes the door. You hear him mumble something. And he turns and looks at Diane. We're safe. Very well. Ask your questions.
Well, I don't know where your lot's from exactly, but where I'm from, killing's always an unsightly business. You said nothing untoward?
Now, there may have to involve some killing, I do have to admit. But if you're a resourceful bunch, you may not have to do a lot of it.
Oh. Well, I aim to do me some killing.
Galahad is always up for a fight. Yes, I talk in the third person.
She just shakes her head.
Oh,
She really likes shaking her head.
Yeah.
So how much money
I'm
are we
getting
going
the
to
vibe
this?
here. You
I
did
heard
say
money.
hired.
She's a head shaker.
You said you would hire us, which
You see,
implies
you see Magnus dig his hand under his robe and toss a pouch onto the table. You can hear as it clanks, it sounds like money.
So let's talk brass tacks. What do you need us to do?
The denizens of the darkness have uncovered an artifact that should have stayed buried. Now that
What
it
type
is
of
artifact?
artifact?
an artifact that can unlock a lot of darkness. An evil this world has not seen in many, many years.
What evil do you speak of?
She looks kind of curiously. It unlocks one of the many chains that bind an evil god.
Yeah, I'd like to avoid that.
As would we all. This god, if released, would not stop his previous destruction path.
So what types of enemies are we fighting here? Are these humans, or are they some kind of foul beast?
Anything and everything. He will throw things. The forces you will be going against will be a mix of everything. But we have it on good authority that they are currently transporting this particular relic to an undisclosed location that we haven't determined yet.
I just want to do like a little inside check to see if
Yeah.
see if he's telling the truth here.
Okay. As far as you can tell, he's being honest with you. He's a
Alright.
little hard to read, because he's more just, matter-of-factly, and there's like no expression in his face. But from what you can tell, he seems like he's being honest.
Would I be able to like roll an insight and see if these people are like nobility or not?
Okay, I botched my insight check. What
I see that.
What do I think?
They're really creepy. They have there's something about them, but you don't know what. You can't tell if they're telling the truth or just throwing you into harm's way just for shits and grins.
Would I be able to insight check them?
Yeah, you can do it too. Anybody who wants can do an insight check. But poor Tyson, with his one, just
Damn it.
fucked everything up. You see about the same thing. They're hard to read. Diana has no facial expressions at all. She's just kind of sitting in a chair. There is a table in the middle of this room and a bunch of chairs, and Diana took a seat and Magnus took a seat. And they offered you a seat. But Magnus...
See this from our... Sorry.
Yeah, Magnus with his face, you can't really tell. He's not showing emotion one way or the other. It seems like he's just stating things matter-of-factly. You could almost say he doesn't seem to have a side in this issue, but obviously if he's hiring you, he does. But that's about all you can get.
I'll ask them, see this from our perspective. You asked us to, closed environment and asked us to do a task with almost basically off of your word, and I'm getting kind of a vibe from you guys that I don't like, to be quite frank. What's to stop you from sending us somewhere and it's an ambush? You take your money, you take our arms and armor, you take everything. How do we have any kind of assurance that this won't happen?
He's making some sense, isn't he?
I try.
Answer
once in a
that
while.
one, why don't you?
Well, a priestess of Xavier is very unlikely to behave like that.
She nods.
I'm just getting some weird vibes from these guys.
If in
Especially this one, this Magnus character.
He just looks at you. You're getting a weird vibe, and you see him just wave his hand and a goblet appears, because I'm an arcane caster.
Ooh,
I knew there was something about you.
cool trick.
The gold is real if you want to check it. He did throw a bag on
I'll bite it.
Yeah, if you open up the bag,
He said I'll bite it.
there's a lot of gold in that bag.
Oh,
I want to. What's the job and who's the mark?
oh shit.
For the first time, since your little excursion as you guys made Magnus laugh, you see a slight smile appear on Magnus's face. The job is simple. We need you to recover the artifact and bring it back here to Glenn. Glenn will we will give you a way to hold the item so that you don't have to touch it.
Why would we not want to touch it?
because it corrupts all who do.
And what method would this be?
We are going to leave it up to you as to how you would acquire the item. It is in the hands of some goblins and some ogres.
What type of darkness? I'm sorry, I feel like this is a bit vague. What type of darkness, quote unquote, is coming?
The Devourer himself.
Can I roll a history check and see if I know anything about that?
Yeah, you can do a history check. History or religion would work, either one.
Sure.
It's enough to know that the Devourer was the cause of the Great War. He was the god behind the forces that attacked the world. He is evil in its purest form, is what he's been described as. He wants nothing but the destruction of everything. He will do his typical, promise everybody the world and then give them nothing. He cares less for his minions. All he wants is the utter destruction of everything that is good.
Do we know where these goblins and ogres are?
Magnus reaches again back into underneath his robes. He pulls out a scroll case, sets it down. It's a map of their current location.
I'll just
As
look
far as
down
we
and
could
take in every
determine from when it
detail I
was
can.
created. If you open it up, it's a map of Penryn, and you can see in the northern area, right up. Here, actually, I'll show you. Put you guys back on the right map. Right there.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? I turn to my group.
Well, I'd say if there's some rights that need to be wronged, and if it is really as bad as these people say it is, well, I think we ought to take on the job.
I do think it's a worthy cause.
Well, I'm a little low on cash, and I really don't want to join the guards, so I'm in.
Well, I don't trust you. But I'm not letting his clan get in on this without me coming along, so I'm in.
Very well. That money is yours to do with as you wish. Buy supplies, whatever you need. It will be a long journey that way. You will get more when you return with the item. You are to turn it in to Glenn himself and no one else, or you will be given your second half of the money.
All right. How much money exactly did we, like, between us all, would it be?
Do you guys count it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 1,600 gold.
Wow!
Ooh, boy. Okay.
I'll hold that.
400 apiece.
Wait a moment, sir.
Hold on now. It's 400 apiece. All right. Well,
Magnus
If
and Diana
anybody
stand
pays
up.
close attention to me, that's probably the most money I've actually had on me for a long time.
I've seen more.
Magnus and Diana stand up. And are there any other further questions you have of us before we leave?
say,
What do I have to do to get a date
what
with
do
you?
you? Oh,
She
Jesus.
just looks at you and
Shakes her head.
you are definitely not my type.
Say, this job, with what you know about it and what we need to do, what items here in the store might help us?
She smiles actually approvingly of asking that particular question. You could see she was waiting. There are a few items here that could assist you.
Well,
Whether or
take us
not
to
you
'em.
can- Whether or not you can wield them properly is a different story.
Let's see if we're up to the challenge.
Her and Magnus walk you guys out. You're back into the main area. You see her walk over, whisper something to Glenn. Glenn kind of nods, and he walks around, talks to his assistant, and they kind of shove people, out for now. Sorry, we got to close down for a short minute. I promise we'll be back. We'll be back open very soon. And they kind of shove everybody out. As the last one leaves, and Glenn lets his assistant out. You see Glenn lock the door, flip the close sign. The building is all yours, milady. If you need me, I'll be in my study. And Glenn walks off back into the, back through the beaded curtains, and you hear him open the door.
Before he does, can I say something to him?
Sure.
I forgot to mention earlier, I have familial connections in Solva. You mentioned that you might be, I think he mentioned anyway, that he is, you're thinking of expanding. I might be able to help you with that.
He stops as you say that, looks at you. We will discuss more later. But first, as Lady Diana has said, this takes priority, so I'll allow you guys to do that.
Of course.
We can talk later. And he walks off.
Of course.
Diana just kind of waves, in general, at the entire store. Take your pick.
What are we seeing? Anything?
Yeah, I take a look around.
You see, you name it, it's in here. You see
I have a
armors,
real quick
weapons, musical instruments, you see little figurines, you see, you name, basically anything you can find in the player's handbook is in here.
Do we, start with rations at all?
I would assume.
Like food rations?
If you guys have been in the city for a little bit, I would assume you don't have to worry about the rations right now, but you can
So
get
it's
some.
not, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, you guys have been in the city, so you haven't really needed it. If you guys were out wandering, I would have said, yeah, you had rations. But since you've been in the city, there's plenty of places to eat.
Okay, I guess I'll stock up on some rations then for the wilderness.
Good idea.
See, would you have
What kind
anything?
of figurines does it have?
Where you're going is about 1,200 miles away.
Okay. How much will we eat one ration a day? Sorry, that's meta. We eat one. I eat a decent amount of food per day. How much would you recommend for a trip of this magnitude?
Diana turns and looks at you. Hold on one second.
Yep.
Turn it off.
Also, does anyone have rope? Rope's also always a good thing to have.
Diana looks at you and goes, well, you want a little bit to at least get to Solvo. And then you can restock at Solvo. But you're going to want a lot more after that, because it's a long journey. Unless you guys know how to hunt.
I think we might just buy enough to get to Solva, and then I might be able to arrange something.
It is your call, but you should at least buy enough to get yourself to Solvo. So
Sure, then I'll...
just start piling everything you need over here on the counter. And
Sure, I just start going beef jerky and...
We'll take care of it.
Alrighty. I just stock up on rations.
You see Magnus just kind of look at her, but he begrudgingly nods, and he just walks over to the counter, and you can see him start to take a mental inventory of how much you guys are getting. There are figurines of all kinds. It really, they're, little statuettes of things and, just little knickknacks. You can't tell, if anything is magical or not. But everything looks exquisite, ornate. There's some standard stuff, like, mixed in with everything, but there are a few things that kind of stand out as being a little more high class and probably cost more money.
Are there any, glaives anywhere?
Yeah, back on the wall where all the armor and the weapons are.
Any looking magically, would I know?
Do an Arcana check.
Okay. Could I just ask this Glenn if Glenn or what's his name?
Glenn's
escapes
wandered
me?
off into the back. Diana and Magnus are the only two there, and they don't seem to be forthright with a lot of information. It's almost as if they want you to pick out.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, can I roll that Arcana check and just see if
Yeah, go
anything's
ahead.
magical? Hey.
Anybody else who wants to can do it.
All right.
get some more arrows,
Okay.
and then like a couple water pouches, and some food, and
I'm gonna ask our friends here, like, if y'all see anything that could help with some illusions or anything that can help us distract somebody, let me know.
Sure.
Magnus stops things for a second. He looks around at the store. And then he walks over to something, grabs a pouch, walks over, sets it on the counter.
Now, what's this?
Flash powder.
For a quick getaway?
He puts some in his hand and he makes a motion, and you can see poof, like a brief bit of bright light and a little bit of smoke. It will blind someone long enough for you to get away if necessary, but you ask for a distraction. That's the one thing I can think of.
All right, how much for a pouch here?
We're covering the cost, apparently. He looks over at Diana, who just nods.
Oh, this changes things.
All right, I
Don't go hog
grab
wild.
the.
You hear Magnus. Don't go
powder.
hog wild, though.
I
there
grab
any
the powder and
potions?
say, much obliged.
Well, there are
Any
plenty-
healing potions?
Oh, there are plenty of potions and stuff. You see, actually, Magnus walks behind the counter. He picks up this big, looks like a suitcase, and when he opens it, you can see potions lined up, covering it.
Oh.
And he pulls open another section of the suitcase, and you can see more potions.
My jaw drops. Yeah, I'll take a few of these.
that'd be a good idea if we all took a few healing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And then that Arcana. Sorry.
For those who are curious, the only ones that are available right now are the minor healing, so the lower of the ones.
Can I grab 3 of them?
Sure.
All right, I'll do that, and I'll put it over near the pile.
Magnus is still there. He goes back over, starts taking count. He pulls out an abacus and starts counting it all. Can see him making a little note on a piece of parchment.
And that Arcana check, did I happen to see any magical glaives?
The whole fucking place is glowing.
So I see a bunch of magical. I'll grab just one off the wall. I'll take this.
So is there a nice rapier or short sword?
There's plenty of nice weapons there.
Or a bow, long bow?
There's plenty of bows there too. It all depends on what you want. This is your one chance to get what you think you might need. I'll tell you what, if you get anything magical, it's only going to be a +1. So, at least for now.
I'll take it. I'll throw it on over my pile.
Say, are there any items here that would help me cast a spell? Like maybe something that could do a little damage or make a quick getaway, distract somebody, something like that.
Magnus kind of smiles again. He walks over to a glass case where you notice a bunch of look like pieces of wood were just sitting there, and now you're starting to get the fact that maybe they weren't just pieces of wood. He reaches in, he grabs one, and he sets it on the counter.
Now, what would this one be right here?
That is called a wand of concealment.
And what exactly does this do?
Basically, what you do is you designate an area, and a cloud of smoke will arise out of nowhere, and anybody who tries to attack you while they're in that cloud will have a harder time hitting you. Out of character, basically what it does is it gives anybody in that cloud a disadvantage to attacks.
I can see how that could help.
It has six charges. You have to recharge it. Out of character, you're going to have to roll a d6 to see how many charges you get back. If you only used one and you roll like a 6, then you obviously only get one back. But a d6 will recharge it after a long rest.
Well, much obliged. I appreciate that. And I want to see if I can't persuade him to see if I can't get some more.
I don't think we need to.
Well, a little bit more never hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to get some of that powder. I can see how that would help me too.
Yeah, he grabs another bag of the powder, puts it up. You saw where he was getting it from. He grabs it from one of the shelves. He apparently knows where everything is in this store.
I'll also throw like a 50-foot rope if they have that.
You do see Magnus walk over and grab just a simple metal rod, and he sets it down with your stuff.
What's this?
He picks it up. You see him hold it in his hand. You see him tap something at the top, and then you see him let go, and it's just floating in midair.
Oh,
Now
would
move
I
it.
know? Oh, I see. I'll try and push on it as hard as I can.
Strength check.
It doesn't matter.
Not really,
Yeah,
but
I'll try.
just for visual reference.
Yeah.
Like, you could get a natural 20 on it, and you wouldn't move it.
Yeah.
It's an immovable rod. You're not going to move it.
Yeah.
Dragons can't fucking move this thing. Yeah. But yeah, and you see him
Fair
grab.
enough.
You see him grab it again. You see he visibly makes it known where the button is. You see him push it again, and then you see him move it around. Sets it back on your stuff. Once you,
I think I'll take that one.
Once you click that button, it stays in
Do
place.
you have any just regular rope as well?
Well, that was just a rod he gave you. You guys, there are plenty of rope in here.
Oh, that was just. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was just a regular rod. It was just a single metal rod by itself. The rope, he set the rod on top of the rope, but you guys already got like 50 foot of rope.
I'll take some for myself. I'll take a length of rope for myself.
Okay, how much are you gonna take? You gonna take a full
Let's
50
take-
feet?
Yeah.
I'll take a hempen rope. It should be a little bit later.
There you go.
I'll also see if he has like a journal, a little journal that I could start writing in, and
Oh, yeah, there
a
are plenty.
quiver.
Yeah, there are plenty empty books, books with nothing on the pages, and I mean it's just like he has like a little, a little part of the wall that's just nothing but various books, and you pick one up and you notice it's empty. He sells quills and ink and stuff like that. But yeah,
I'll grab some of that.
If you're on that ink, you're gonna have to find somewhere to buy some more, but you should be
Yeah.
all right for a while.
I got like a full vial, which should last quite a while, I would think.
Now, is there anything in here that could help us in talking to people? Maybe intimidating them? Maybe just getting them to come to our side one way or another?
With what you may be facing, I doubt you'll have much of a problem. Goblins are very easily spooked, so you'll have an easier time dealing with them. The orcs and ogres that you may run across will be a little tougher. I can't think of anything that Glenn has right now off the top of my head that would help you in that aspect. I think maybe just a show of force might be an easier way to do it.
All right.
Do I see any plate armor?
Yep.
I'll just throw that down there too. That's it for me.
You notice
I kind of stopped up a little.
Diana looks at you a little odd because, you just walked over and you thought you were just grabbing some everyday, just generic plate armor, so you didn't even pay attention to it. And when you set it down, you're still not looking at it. You're like, hey, whatever. And Diana kind of looks at it, and kind of smiles and looks at you. Says nothing.
She says no?
She says nothing. She doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
She just kind of looks at it and just lets it go.
Do I notice her look?
Perception check.
Sure. Sorry, boys. I'm taking up all this time.
No, it's all good.
You're fine.
I'm saying if
That's
anybody else
21.
needs anything, they could say anything. Yeah,
feel free.
you did happen to notice her kind of look at the armor and just kind of smile slightly and then look back.
Is there something I should know about this?
Just a unique choice of armor.
Would I happen to know what this is?
Do you look at it?
Yeah, I'll look at it.
And you see the very same phoenix symbol that she wears on her staff on that particular set of armor.
Interesting.
That's why she smiled.
Nice.
She's a cleric of Xavier. You happen to pick up gear that had a phoenix
Yeah, it makes
on it.
sense.
But yeah, and if you guys want anything else, feel free to chime in.
All right. So
I'm
how
gonna
many
grab a longbow.
Okay.
how many healing potions did we get?
I grabbed 3.
Yeah, he grabbed 3, so I'd say probably 4 max I'd allow you guys to take. I mean, because they are paying
Like
out
each
of
or-
their... Remember, they are paying this out of their own pocket. So, I mean, you don't want to overdo it.
3 potions
I
each, or
wanna-
just 3 or 4 total?
You could do 4 each, and they'd be okay with it.
Okay.
Because they kind of see the makeup of your group and kind of figure you probably might
Yeah.
know.
I'm gonna like just mention to him. Well, I wouldn't be so adverse to parting away with some of my gold here if you would come up with something that's that would surprise me. And that's all I'll tell you.
She kind of looks at you. Show him, Magnus. Magnus looks at her.
Oh shit.
He walks over to a wall. You see him grab one of the shelving units and just starts pulling it. You see it opens up. You see some even more ornate stuff in here. You see various stabs, and this looks like more for the mage aspect of things.
Surprise!
Well,
surprise!
what do we
surprise.
have here? I take a look at what's in their stock.
You see stabs of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Intricate designs. Some are just look plain. Nothing is labeled in here. Not even in the general part of the store. Nothing is labeled. Obviously, like the food and stuff is all in one little location. You can pretty much tell what most of it is because it's, there's some kind of visible reference to it. Armor and stuff, obviously, is just, given. In here, the stabs are set up beautifully. I mean, it's like, it's basically like a little closet, and like along each of the walls of this closet type area, as well as the door that he opened, there's just nothing but stabs, up top, wands in between, and like miscellaneous other things underneath.
How about something that can make a big bang?
Magnus smiles. He walks over. He looks at you. Looks at the way you're dressed. Grabs another wand. Walks over. Hands it to you.
All right, I take a look at it and see if I can, figure it out.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
All right.
Nice. This is a wand of magic missiles.
Okay. All right. Are there? Can I take a look at some others?
Oh, there's plenty of other wands and stuff in there. Like I said, pretty much anything in the PHB is going to be in here. But obviously you can't carry everything, so you're going to have to decide which ones you really like more than anything. Because like I said, even with the gold you have, you couldn't afford these wands. This room alone, you couldn't afford a single thing in here.
How
Unless
about
you
something
had
that
probably
can,
like 10,000 gold, and even then that's pushing it.
How about something that can shock someone?
He grabs the magical missile one, puts it back. He grabs another one, hands it to you.
All right. See what I can see about this one.
You get enough, just by the way it looks and the way it's designed, you get enough to probably figure out there's some kind of wand of lightning. You're not sure what kind yet. By the way, anything magical you guys pick up, you have to attune to. You can only have 3 magical items attuned to you at any given time.
Alright.
Can anybody take a look at this? Anyone know what this is? I know it's some kind of a whitening
Magnus just
wand,
smiles.
but
I'll take a look at it.
Okay,
Arcana.
you can try. Yeah, you'd have to get a little better than you did. You have a feeling Magnus knows what it is. He just wants to see. Oh yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a stick. It's got some magical property to it. You can't tell. Magnus finally speaks up. He just kind of chuckles. It's a wand of chain lightning.
all right, I'll take it.
I'll put the plate armor back because apparently it's too heavy for me.
Oh yeah, that would be bad news.
I'll see if there's any chainmail that's looking nice.
Okay, you find a set of good, decent chainmail. It's an odd color. You're not a dwarf, you wouldn't know. The 2 dwarves would know exactly what type of chainmail this is.
All right, I want to do a check on that. What would that be?
Please.
Just roll a perception check on this one.
With the too late.
Yeah, I don't do good on this.
You look at it. It looks familiar. You can't really place it, but you're pretty sure this is some rare metal that they're using, but you can't remember what it is.
Oh.
For added
The other-
character knowledge, there is a metal more rare than mithril. It's the ones that, of course, only the dwarves have been able to figure out how to smelt and work with.
I want to roll deception and see if I can't just make something up about this so I don't look stupid in front of everybody.
Okay.
Oh fuck!
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is clearly a smogantine. It's a very rare kind of
I'm just nodding my head.
metal. Only us dwarves know how to smelt it ourselves.
Smogantine. Hey.
Really? It sounds quite powerful. I thank you for your assistance.
Aye, it is.
You're truly a stalwart ally.
Little dwarven joke going on amongst them.
Smogantine.
Okay. Magnus and Diana say nothing, although you can tell they have to look away for a minute. Like Magnus goes and rearranges stuff and closes the the closet door and stuff, and like you can tell he's keeping himself busy to keep his face away from you guys at this point. Diana,
I have no reason.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Diana just kind of turns and looks away.
I guess I have no reason to not believe him. So yeah.
No,
I buy all
he-
that.
yeah,
Wow, thank you,
yeah.
friend. You are very useful.
Yeah, he sounded really
Hey.
glad about it, and the other door backed it
Anything I
up.
can do to help a friend.
Yes. It is truly a very powerful item.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's hilarious.
Smagantine. I'll remember that.
Oh, that's hilarious. What a way to start off.
Alright, so I ditch my old armor. I just leave it on the floor. You can have this. And I start putting on the Smagantine armor.
Okay.
So is
as
it just...
As you put it on, it fits just like typical chainmail. I mean, it fits fine. It does feel lighter than what the other chainmail you were wearing, so you're not
Oh.
as you're not as heavy. It actually has almost no weight to it.
Interesting.
That's its own bonus. I mean, aside from having a AC of chainmail, that's your only bonus for it.
Alrighty.
Anybody else?
Anything else
Good.
anyone needs?
Yes. I would like to find the baddest, most cruel-looking flail.
Okay. You managed to find one.
I'm gonna buy that thing. And also a shield.
Interesting. Okay.
One that looks like, I could bash with it and take the edge of it and shove it into people's faces and eyes and throats.
Okay. You find a spike shield. And a very wicked-looking mace. You're not even sure.
Flail.
Flail. You're not even sure where it was created, but this thing looks nasty. I mean, you've seen maces and they're pretty nasty. This one looks even worse. I mean, it looks like somebody took some time because on each little spike on it, there's like little barbs. So, like, if it hits you, it's gonna rip skin at the same time.
Alright. I'd take a look at that and kind of feel the weight of it and swing it around a little bit without accidentally breaking anything of value.
Okay, yeah, you managed to move to where you're trying to swing it around. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's definitely lightweight. It works really well. I mean, you've got a firm grip on it, and it seems to be doing pretty good.
Alright. And, so those can just be +1s. How about that?
Yeah.
And what were people jumping into plate mail? What?
No, he was
I was going
but
to,
then
but
he-
it's too
yeah,
heavy.
Yeah, then he realized it would be too heavy for him.
All right. If there's any throwing hammers y'all got, I'll take as many as you're willing to part with.
There are 3 small throwing hammers you can pick up.
Much obliged. Yeah, I'll take them.
Alright, they're just standard throwing hammers. There's nothing special about
Gotcha.
it. Alright, as you guys all, start putting on your gears and changing things out and setting everything up. Magnus looks over at Diana. I assume we have to get them horses too? We don't want them to walk all the way up there, do you? You hear him sigh heavily. As you wish, my lady. So he throws down a sack onto the counter, He was writing up everything you guys bought and, what he saw. Puts the sack on top of the writing and you guys walk out.
All right, I look for the coolest looking horse and call dibs on that one and run to it as fast as I can.
How does he get up on his horse? He's too small. Can I watch him attempt?
Well, you guys go to the northern area where the gate is that you're going to be leaving out of. And right by there is a set of stables. And you can actually see there are lots of horses around. A lot of them look pretty decent. Really doesn't matter, so you guys can pick.
I'll go for the black and white paint horse.
Okay. You see the stable hand comes over and sees as you go near the horse. He looks at you, looks at the horse. You see him run off. He grabs a big stool, sets it up. They do have dwarven people who come in, so they're used to having people, shorter people. So he sets the stool right by the horse, so the poor dwarf can get on.
All right, hop on off. Well, what are y'all waiting for?
Yeah, I'll jump on. Let's do our thing.
Okay. Anybody who needs a hand, the stable hand runs over with a stool if you need it. So you guys get on the horses. You see Magnus paying the stable hand. Well, this is where we part ways. Your object is heading north. We wish you to get there before it gets into the caves of the Cranduck Mountains.
Now, do we have like a map that marks exactly where this place is?
Yeah, they gave you a map that gives you a general location of where they last, detected it, you're gathering. And it's, if you look at the map now,
Okay.
right where I just did that little circle.
So near Piketty.
Yeah, it's close to Outpost Piketty, but far enough away where it's out of visual range. So.
Well, if everybody's ready,
Let's head
let's
off.
head on. Oh, and
Oh, here we go.
I say to our paladin friend here, do you have anybody in Slova that might be able to help us out? It's on the way.
Did not exactly leave on the best terms with my family. However, I may have some connections we can use.
Anything can help us out.
We should be. And we should be alright. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I start writing in my journal as we're going, like on the. Have we taken off yet, or?
Yeah, we'll say you guys have taken off.
So on the road, I take out my journal and I start writing in it. A mighty dwarven ally of mine identified this glorious armor I acquired at Glenn's Wonderful Goods, was it?
Yep.
I now, in my possession, me, Galahad Locke, own a legitimate piece of Smegentine armor, whatever it was. This is truly an historic day.
That makes it even better because you can't even get the original name that you guys bullshitted to correct. So it makes it even better.
I just be like, yep, that's it. That's it.
Truly a historic day. And I close the journal. And I start really shittily playing my flute. And just piss everyone off. Wait, can I make a performance check to see if I'm complete trash at this?
Sure, go ahead.
Yep.
A
Wow, yeah, yeah, you are complete trash.
It's like the 20th Century Fox flute theme. It's just
Ugh.
fucking.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Alright.
your compatriots are probably covering their ears going, God, shoot me now.
I eventually put it away.
It's a 400-mile trip, so it's going to take you probably about a week and a half, actually no, about 2 weeks to get there, stopping every so often. You're keeping to the main road, so that way it's easier. There is a path all the way up to Solva, but after Solva, you're pretty much going through forest.
Okay. I'll just kind of be keeping an eye out for anything.
All right, well,
I wanna check to see if there's any like dangers in the blood plains that I know of.
do a history check.
Can I assist?
You can roll one as well. It's really
Sure.
hard to, because he's just thinking in his mind.
Oh, I see.
Ooh,
Nice.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Oh.
2 natural 20s.
double crits.
Damn. Okay, from what you know, the Blood Plains, since you guys have lived here long enough, there's plenty of talk of the place basically being haunted. Like, nothing grows there. The grass that is there is believed to have been there since the end of the war, if not before it. There are rumors of all kinds of things going on in there, like creepy voices, creepy sounds, stuff like that. It's pretty much avoided by everyone. I mean, everybody sticks to the main roads and goes around it. Even if it means an extra couple of days, they'd rather take that extra couple of days than risk any possibility of anything happening within that. So, I mean, you don't know for certain, but it's all hearsay.
Yeah.
As we're
not
traveling,
most-
can I start making like a disguise for myself?
Do you have a disguise kit? Or
Is that possible? No, I don't. Never mind.
I mean, I would say you could try and...
I do.
Ooh. Well, I'll ask the group. Thinking back, I might actually not receive the warmest of welcomes from my family, anyways. It might be best if I travel somewhat disguised. Is anyone able to help me with that?
Well,
Yeah,
I can.
do that.
I can cast minor illusion on you. I can change one thing or two.
Yeah, I just like maybe look like a commoner. I'm sure that I have some. Well, it's up to the DM, of course, but in character, I'm sure I have some allies within the city that will remember me, even if my parents don't wish to see me.
You made a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Whether or not they'd help you with what you're thinking of, that's
Mhm.
it's iffy because they don't want to cross your parents. So, I mean, it's
Fair
one of
enough.
those that they have to be very careful with it. But you have
Yeah.
a feeling you might be able to get at least one or two people who might, at least, if nothing else, like sneak into town, hold you over for a
Yeah.
night, as long as you promise to like be out of the town as soon as possible. They'd probably help you.
Fair enough. I guess we just continue on. Oh, did he cast the illusion on me, or? I'll probably do that closer.
I was
to
gonna say,
the
I figured he'd probably wait till you guys got closer.
Yeah. Alright, let's continue on, I guess.
Alright, like I said, it's going to take about 2 weeks for you guys to get just to Solva. So in that time, you guys are, feel free to, chit-chat and whatnot. You're going to be camping every so often because you don't want to run your horses ragged. So, I mean, it's really up to you.
What do you guys think of those two back there? Magnus and the one whose name I continuously forget.
Well, it seems like they were pretty eager to help us. I mean, I don't know if anyone's tried out any of their items, but from what I can tell, they seem pretty legit. And
Have you ever known someone to just give away magical items willy-nilly?
Never. I mean, especially in this kind of world. I mean, that's some dangerous stuff they're doing. They're putting a lot of faith in us.
That's what worries me.
Yeah, magic.
Why is that?
You guys, out of character, you guys would know magic items are even more rare than they are normally. Just because,
boy.
Magic, arcane magic itself, which is where most magic items come from, is frowned upon. I mean, it's not outlawed, like I said, but it is frowned upon. So you would know that magical items like what you guys got, and Glenn's whole store technically should not exist.
The priestess I somewhat trust, despite her haughty attitude. Magnus, however, I'm going to be keeping my eye on.
Goddamn mages.
Yeah. No, that's all from me.
All the same, it seems like they were pretty forthright about their whole mission.
This is true. I can't find anything to say specifically that they're fucking us over somehow. There's something rings wrong with me. Something's off. Or maybe I'm insane. That's possible.
How
Well,
about
that
you?
mage could have ensorcered us.
What's up?
That mage could have ensorcelled us. I can't say the word right.
They did seem like pretty
Ensorcelled,
powerful
aye.
folks.
Ensorcelled.
Ensorcelled? How do you mean?
Hey, you know
You
these
know.
types. They're
Cast his spell on us.
tricky.
Well, it's not quite as bad as all that. Yeah, when these magic types, they aren't all bad, you know. And it's actually quite complicated.
It may be nothing. It most likely is nothing. All these years alone in the wilderness have made me on edge.
If you say so.
Anybody know any good jokes?
Not me particularly.
A wizard, a bard, and a druid walk into a bar.
Oh, jeez.
No, I really don't know any jokes. I can't think of a punchline for that one.
You're halfway there.
Well, I'll tell you one. A man walks into a bar, and the barkeep's got a big old medal on the wall there. He says, "Hey, barkeep, what's that all about?" "Oh, well, that's for anyone who can complete the challenge." "The challenge? Well, what would that be?" "First, you gotta drink this entire thing of rum right here. Then you gotta go out back to an old mean dog, and you gotta pull out her tooth. And then there's a lady up there in the inn who's never come in all her 80 years, and you gotta do it." "It's all right, I'm game." He slams down the entire thing of rum, goes outside, and you hear a barking and a squealing and a hollering and a yelping, and the man comes out in tattered clothes and bloody rags and says, "All right, now where's the old lady with that rotten tooth?"
Oh.
I'll take it. Sensible chuckle.
Oh, wow.
All right, what do we? Can we do like a perception check just to check on the road for?
Yeah, you guys can
I
do.
guess-
I mean, you could do
Yeah.
do like 3 perception checks to get you all the way up to Soul. I
Like
assume the rest of the time
each?
you're going to be looking at. Whoever wants to. I mean, you can all do them if you want, but as long as somebody's being perceptive is all that matters.
Not me. I don't see.
Maybe
I'm
not
blind.
me. I'm not doing great on those. All right, I guess
mean-
I'll roll.
Well, the good news is you guys are on the main road, so I mean, you know it is patrolled by the Crimson Guard. However, it's patrolled by the Crimson Guard. So,
Someone else might want to do this. Oh, God.
that's right. I mean, you guys are.
All right,
That's
who's wise?
I'm wise. I just fucking sucked.
All
Who's
right,
the most perceptive of the
rogue,
group?
rogue dwarf. Y'all want to throw in here?
Not me.
You got it.
Well, someone's got to step up. Oh,
Oh, boy.
God
It's
damn
going
it!
to be on Roll20. Or Discord, I mean.
That's fine.
That's not good.
Now let's see if Havar has anything. Yeah, well, not bad. It's at least double digits. Yeah, other than just minor traffic in between, you don't really see anything problematic. You do occasionally see a couple of the Crimson Guard on your journeys. I mean, like I said, it's a 2-week journey to Salt. You see them intermittently, but none of them harass you or give you a hard time.
Okay, I guess we just continue on.
Okay. We'll just for sake of brevity, we'll say
Yep.
it takes 2 weeks to get to Solway. You finally get there. I am gonna take, however, say we're gonna take a quick break here, just for bathroom, drink, whatever you need, and we'll start.
How late were we gonna play till?
It's up to you guys. However long you want to
Yeah.
go. I mean, we can stop here for all I care. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I could do another 2.5 hours.
It's
I know our
final.
other group, we tend to go till about 2 in the morning a lot of
Yeah.
times.
So
I just got to be up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, we can stop it here for now. That's a good stopping point and gives everybody a chance. You know, if we get anybody else, we can always get them in. It's your call.
I'm down to play for another couple hours.
Yeah, same here.
All right, then we'll just take a quick break and get right back at it.
Alrighty,
Right.
be right back.